Who wants a good stabbing? It'd be an honor to get that from me. Hello, my beautiful movie peeps and YouTube, just in case, because I realize it's the beginning of a video and you're very strict on beginning of videos. This is plastic. This is fake. Not gonna hurt anybody. Just a prop, because I'm in the Chucky Christmas sweater. It was a gag, YouTube. Don't eliminate me, please. Had to start it off early, because we got to get you used to the soundboard. It's not going away. The minute the soundboard goes away, the live streams go away. I don't make the rules. I just make them up. Hello, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps. Thank you so much for being here on the beautiful Friday live stream. Oh, yeah, some of y'all didn't think I would make it to the Friday live stream. I was in LA yesterday for them TikTok awards where, what's this? I wasn't nominated, okay? And I still showed up. And now it's worse because everything I'm repeating is being repeated back onto the mic. Oh, but your boy still went. And you know what? I looked mighty dapper. I had to edit my own little thing. I'm going to show it off here for you guys because you need it, right? Sometimes me aura farming does something for you. A hint of my aura manages to go off screen and you are able to then capture it. So let's admire some 3C aura. Get the good vibes going. Oh, hang on. First, I have to share the audio of that as well. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Share the audio. Okay. Now let's behold this aura and let's examine it, shall we? Okay. Now, admire the pose. Forget the TikTok shop because they were just doing this to promote that. I don't want to promote no TikTok shop. TikTok shop is just as good as Temu. Hey, I'm on TikTok. I make content on there, but let's be honest. That shop is just as good as Temu, all right? But you know what's not just as good as Temu? This post I'm about to hit. All right, let me just make sure y'all don't get blasted. Oh, yeah. Right there. Admire it. Appreciate it. Take hold of it. I don't know what to tell you. You know, some people are born with this. Sometimes it's Maybelline. Other times, it's CapCut doing a lot of heavy lifting. Which is it this time? We will not know. Let's examine that one last time for the people in the back that didn't get to see. Step up front, kiddies. Oh, yeah. I have to stop it because I realize it's a song and I'll get copyrighted. But yeah, I was at them TikTok awards. It was all right. It was their first awards. It was pretty funny because they had this like big old scraps. A couple of things here. Let me see what I could show off here. They had these big screens that were supposed to be like showing stuff during the award, and they were not working. And so it was very awkward because in this award show that we're all supposed to be watching and enjoying, part of their gags, their jokes, their nominations are all reliant on this giant screen in the room working so that we could be like, oh, okay, don't know that creator, but cool to see their videos. Oh, yeah, that gag. And they told us into the show, like, none of the screens work. We need you to use your imaginations. And so you had all the TikTokers in the audience pulling out the live on their phone so then they could watch whatever graphic. It was so surreal to like be at the TikTok live, but to get the full experience, we had to watch on TikTok live. They're never inviting me back, but that's what they get for not nominating me. I'll expose them. I'll expose them for their games here. Sorry, trying to get this video sent finally. All right, let me just show you. They did have a Labubu cannon, though. The Labubu cannon didn't get anything from that Labubu cannon, but it was just nice just to have it there. So here, the screen was working right before the event. Oh, I don't know who that guy aura farming is. He just got in my shot. But these screens that you see right there on the stage, they just went black once the show started. And we couldn't see nothing. So I was having to watch the award show through my phone, even though I was physically there. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, just wanted to throw that out there because I know some people were asking, how'd it go? What'd you get nominated for? Don't ruin my day. All right. And well, perfect transition. Speaking of having our days ruined, I did want to at least highlight a terrible tragedy that has hit the interwebs that honestly made me very sad when I looked at it. I literally just saw it like an hour before I went live. Let me get it on here for you guys. Uh, we unfortunately had a tragic passing. Let me go to his YouTube channel. That's the more respectful thing to do. We lost a creator today. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Lamarr Wilson, but he was a creator that maybe I wasn't. Like, this is the Clips channel, by the way. I don't subscribe to anybody even on the Clips channel. My main channel, yes. But Lamarr was somebody that I had seen online for years. I think even before I ever had my YouTube channel. He's someone started long form, basically doing a bunch of unboxing videos. Would always unbox the most random thing, but mainly tech. The Switch, Xbox. But then he would always have a random product. And let me tell you, Lamarr always had great energy. He always made his videos so fun. And even as somebody who was a Funko Pop collector, the way this, let me just see if I can find one. Yeah, look, Lamarr Funko Pop immediately right there. The way he would go about opening a Funko Pop, it gave me PTSD.
Doctor Strange, and I just liked it because of the color of how Doctor Strange is. And what's really
I forgive you, Lamarr. I forget, but that was always, I'd be watching his unboxings, I'd be seeing it, it'd be the calmest thing ever, and then, oh, all the value, Lamarr.
Oh, I forgot Marvels are Bob.
Oh, but that was always just a funny thing, but it did always like, oh, dude, you didn't have to do that to the box, though, but that was always his thing. Every Funko Pop opened like that, and, well, unfortunately, he has passed away at the age of 48, and it was sad, and you always want to look like you always think one of your first instincts. Well, my first instinct was like, no, he's 48. That's still so young, so much life left. And I like this when he was unboxing I'll leave that there. And I'm like, oh, dude, his videos are so entertaining and great. And then you see the cause of death, which was suicide, and man, that makes you just even sadder because he's one of those people. I liken it to like with Robin Williams that brought nothing but brightness, joy, happiness, and smiles into the world. You would just think he is that off camera. He just does that. And I've seen a ton of creators. I never got the chance to meet him personally, but a lot of other creators I know have been sharing their stories, sharing their photos, the times they have gotten to meet him, and they all have nothing but nice and sweet things to say about the guy. It is so sad to hear that someone with such life can be so sad and you don't even know it, man. And so I honestly just wanted to take a moment to pay my respects to Lamarr because he was definitely a creator that brought me a lot of joy. I thought he was really funny online. One of the better creators that anytime you just see a video, there's not going to be any hate, any negativity. It's just going to be a fun watch. Whatever it was always going to be fun. Also, I know a lot of people bring up his collabs with Deshi. Love that stuff too. I thought that was hilarious. So I wanted to bring it up and man, just, you know, as a creator too, as a side note, because I don't want to make it about this, and I don't want to try to make it about myself, but not even myself. But it's just sometimes as creators, it's funny because on the outside looking in, you'll have creators like this. Even Kai Cenat this past week made a video talking about his mental health and how it weighs on him. And even that video with Kai, people were blasting it, were being, like, oh, multimillionaire talking about mental health. Yeah, whatever, buddy, whatever. Don't feel sorry for you. It is this weird thing now, and I am nowhere near to the status, I think, even of Lamarr or Kai Cenat, of course. But it is funny that once you reach a point of fame on the internet, you're then no longer allowed to feel human emotions. You're no longer allowed to be sad. You're excused to have a bad day. You're excused to feel unhappy with yourself, like with anybody else is just gone just because you happen to be making a lot of money doing something people dream. This job is a blessing, and don't get me wrong, but I think that is one of the saddest parts that we are not allowed to express when we are having bad days. We're like, maybe if Lamarr felt more open to just being honest with his audience without getting some sort of backlash. Because, I mean, imagine if he came out and just said, I'm just not feeling great, guys. I was like, oh, dude, I just saw a video of you spending $800 on Optimus Prime toy. I think you're doing fine, buddy. You do better next time. Sometimes there isn't a community for that. And so, again, that's just something else I wanted to bring up is, pay attention to your favorite creators, just drop them a like. Let them know that you like them. I'm not even saying me, like just anybody, big or small. Let them know you care about them, that you bring them smiles. That goes a long way, man. Because I, like anybody else, and don't get scared, I have my sad days too. Never to that point. Don't get scared like that. But I tell you, the days I read those comments that say, "Oh, Chris, this made me laugh," or "Oh, you're so great," or when I meet y'all in person, that stuff like that goes a long way for us creators. And it's just sad, man. I wish uh he didn't have to go out that way, because like I said, his content brought a lot of joy. So hey, just wanted to bring that up. Just wanted to pay my respects to him, because like I said, it's a creator I respect. And it was one of those people that when I saw the news, I was like, no way. What? I would never have imagined he he was feeling that way, because it really nothing but happiness in his videos. So yeah, there we go. Just wanted to say that. Back to the silly, dumb, fun, cringy show. But R.I.P. Lamarr. R.I.P. Lamarr. R.I.P. Okay, let's get into it here. All right, let's break the ice. All right, let's wipe our tears for a sec. All right, there we go. Sound bites have cleared the air. Let's start off with our first topic here. So, all right, the SpongeBob movie has released in theaters this weekend. SpongeBob SquarePants. You guys might have seen my review. I guess I'm in the minority. All right. Clearly, this movie is being beloved by so many, and hey, good on you. And I respect it. If you're one of those people, it was rocking a 90 earlier. It's at 86 now. Although I will also say some of these positive reviews ain't really all. Look at this, 6 out of 10, and it's being counted as a positive review. Just saying, another 6 out of 10 review being counted as a positive. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I have like a 6 out of 10 positive on my thing as well too. But all I'm saying is some of these positive reviews read like it's not good, but at the same time, it's a kids movie, so whatever. Thumbs up. All right. Whatever the point is, although I did not have the most fun time with the SpongeBob movie, the trip was still worth it to me for being able to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem Chrome Alone 2 special that came out. Oh, I was a happy camper in this. I'm going to keep it spoiler free, just in case you're someone who still hasn't gotten a chance to go check out SpongeBob or haven't been able to see it. I don't want to completely ruin it for you. I believe it's like, I want to say like 7-8 minutes long of that sort. I'm trying to stay away from that scary number. You know which number I'm talking about. It was 7, 8, 5, 6. That's my new. Oh, let me guesstimate for you. Okay, not getting in between there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Safe zone, right? All right. So obviously I don't want to ruin that for you, but let me tell you, this was one of my favorite parts. So I just want to go into the general gist of what I really liked about it. So we already saw the little preview, which was the Turtles shopping around Christmas Day. It is still so interesting, the world that they've built up with the Ninja Turtles now, that they could just be walking around like regular people and no one's batting an eye. I know in the 90s movies you would have that moment where Raph would have like his trench coat and his hat, and he'd go out and watch a movie and all disguised. Can't really do that with the Michael Bay Turtles, all right? Some guy in a trench coat and a hat with as big as he was, they'd be like, the Hulk's watching Marty Supreme. My dogs are barking. Just ignore it. They'll stop in a sec. My lady's probably coming home. And so it's cool that they've set up that world now that they're just out there like teenagers, and they're currently Christmas shopping, trying to find something for Splinter, until they come across a TV ad that shows off these like makeshift figures based off their likeness that's being sold off, and they think, hey, if somebody's making money off this, it should be us. Let's go to the warehouse where they make it and stop it, right? That's kind of where the teaser ended. And then where it continues on, this it was probably like 10 minutes. This 10-minute short, I thought was so good. I wish it was actually a full-length movie. If the entire premise of what this short was actually stretched out to a full-length movie, I think it could have worked, and I would have been extremely happy with it, because I think you've seen it by now. It's been no secret. The villain of this is a character named Chrome Dome. That's a real villain in the TMNT world. And dude, let me see, Chrome Dome Let's see if I can find the Mutant Mayhem. See if I can find like a look of what he looks like online. Okay, they have a toy, kind of a gist of what he looks like. Dude, so freaking hilarious. This, I would have seen an entire movie with him as the villain and the concept and what they're making fun of, because there was controversy whenever this little teaser came out because Donnie's using AI. And it was pretty obvious with the TV commercial, even in the teaser, that it's a company made called like Artificial something. It's the whole short's a commentary on AI and just kind of making kids aware of like, hey, AI is not the best, but I like that the short wasn't over the head about it. It wasn't like AI sucks, AI's terrible. No AI, kid. Santa's gonna give you a call if you use AI. At a certain, well, I agree with all those sentiments. You still want to be entertained, and man, did they do a perfect job of entertaining, making fun. There's a segment in here where Chrome Dome starts going off about his origin. One of the funniest bits in that thing. One of the funniest things. It's just one giant Easter egg. Won't say much more to that. But as his origin's going through, you're like, hey, that's a, what that's a, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. So I love the way they made fun of AI and the way it was used. Along with that, the animation, dude. I cannot wait for Mutant Mayhem 2 because I had forgotten how great the action scenes are in this. The fights, the little fight they have with Chrome Dome and the way the camera moves and is able to circle around with these turtles, so cool. So they have sauce. These boys have sauce, okay? Is it ketchup? Is it mayo? Mix it together. That's sauce. Think about it, okay? I'll let you think on that. Even the way they defeat him was really good. So honestly, absolutely loved that short. I thought it was really great. I hope they somehow put it on streaming just so people can get around to watching it so they don't just have to go see the SpongeBob movie. But I will say, I think if you can like go to to a Tuesday showing, half price ticket day, if you're really interested in this, I say it's worth it to pay that half price ticket just to see that special at the beginning. And then if you want to stay for SpongeBob, you can. Give the movie a couple minute chance. Maybe you'll like it better than I did. But if not, you're fine to walk out afterwards. But I think it's definitely worth it. So very happy with this, the way it went down. Humor was great. Action was great. And all it did was just make me so much more excited for the sequel. And knowing Shredder's in there. Turtles will be fighting the Foot and what those scenes will look like. But I was so impressed. I was like, I kind of wish that was the sequel. And the whole movie was a big commentary on AI. And this guy was the villain because he was so good. Who was he voiced by? I got to look that up because the voice was familiar. Was it Ben Schwartz? No. Chrome Dome. Voice actor TMNT. Who was it? If any of y'all know, let me know. It sounded familiar in the short, but I don't know if it was Ben Schwartz, if it was that. Get a Chrome. Yeah, Ben Schwartz is Leo, is it? I thought the turtles were all like by kids. I don't think Ben Schwartz is Leo. You passed by it, Unc. Did I? Nolan North, was he actually the one? I thought it was like a familiar word. Was it actually Cillian Murphy? People just saying random things. We'll figure it out. You guys will let me know. But either way, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really good. If it is Nolan, he did a great job. It just sounded like a familiar voice to me. It was like, who is that? That sounds like someone I know. Tom Holland. All right, bro, it's at the top. Nolan, well, but that's in the animated show. Was in the short the same one? Like, did they get the same guy from the animated show? Because I'm just saying, it sounded different to me. It sounded different to me. That's all. All right, we done here. Chat's not helpful. Get out. Y'all are, I'm gonna turn off the chat. Y'all are so unhelpful. All I'm saying is, thing was awesome. I loved it. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. And would you do you agree like me that whole short could have probably been stretched out to a feature length film? Because I would, especially with the New York Christmas setting. Yeah, good stuff. All right, let's move on, and let's talk about some Labubu. I'm a man who can admit when he's wrong. I'm a man who can admit, hey, maybe I didn't judge this fairly the first time. You guys might have seen, I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, we had heard Sony is making a Labubu movie. I even busted out my Labubu. I don't have it here. I have it in my safe, surrounded in my bulletproof room with laser beams, surveillance, and a little poodle. The poodle is to throw you off. I've actually injected him with radioactive cookie filling so that when he bites you, you turn to Dogman. Point is, I keep my Labubus very secure. And then to hear that they're making a movie, oh, well, I had the same thought. Although I own a Labubu, I was like, no. Oh, I haven't added the laugh soundbite yet. Ah, that's awkward. I'll just pretend to be. All right. Of course, like all jokes aside, we knew this sounds horrible, right? It's like it's a trend. By the time you even get the movie out, do people still care about Labubus? It's just a thing that's hip now. This feels of the vein of the Emoji Movie. Please, Sony, no. Well, we just found out who's directing it, and now I've realized the Labubu movie is going to be peak. Paul King is set to direct the Labubu movie for Sony. If you don't know who Paul King is, well, he directed
Room for 6 full-size passions. A car that doesn't elevate everyone's experience is a car
them
that
holiday
stops
ads,
short
huh?
of
Them
amazing.
holiday ads be destroying everything here. Thank you for that. If only Unc knew how to use ad blocker, but every time I try, I just end up getting viruses and my identity gets stolen. Sorry about that, guys. Paul Ging to direct the Labubu movie for Sony. Now, again, he directed the first 2 Paddington movies. Absolute peak. Third Paddington movie wasn't bad, but I don't think it was up to the level of the first 2 movies. I still enjoyed it for what it was. And then he did the Wonka movie with Timothée Chalamet. I thought that was actually pretty well done. I enjoyed it. And now he's going to do the Labubu movie. You didn't have to cook, Sony. Sony, sit down. We're trying to make fun of you, Sony. Stop trying to make this good. It's only fun if we can make fun of it, Sony. You're telling me there's a chance I could be in theaters and cry to the Labubu movie? There's a chance I could watch Labubu and have it in my top 10 of that year? Sony, no. They're the people who made K-pop Demon Hunter. Think about that title. K-pop Demon Hunter. And it was a phenomenal hit. Not one that they believed in because they sold it to Netflix, but they still cranked that thing out. Someone sat in an office, pitched that to them, and they're like, okay. Go ahead. There might be something here, y'all. The emoji days have really changed them. The Emoji Movie to them was when the popular girl in school called them fat. And now they're on their gym arc. They have been grinding. They have been buff. And now they're about to show them glutes. They got the tan on. That tan's always risky. I think you went a shade too dark, Nathan. I'm just saying, Nathan. I hope that washes off by tomorrow because your manager at T-Mobile, who is about that shade, is not going to be happy with you, Nathan. What subject were we talking about again? Oh, the Labubu movie. The Labubu movie, yes. I think it could honestly work. Now I have a little bit of faith. Paul King, everybody has a bad day at the office. Not everybody always puts out banger after banger. You know, eventually you got to hit a slump. This could be Paul King's slump. But hearing his name, I feel like there's going to be at least some sincerity to it. There might be a genuine attempt to make it good. I don't know. So, Labubu movie might actually be peak now. Does anybody have faith now? Hearing this director, hearing that they actually got somebody with a proven track record. Because like I said, 3 movies in, Paddington 1 and 2, Wonka, all pretty good films, enjoyable. All right, let's see how it's done. I don't know if it's going to be CGI, if it's going to be a mix of live action hybrid. I still can't think of like what the story would be. All I can imagine is like a little girl whose Labubu comes to life. And then she's sad, and then Labubu sticks its finger up to her mouth and go, Le nono, no, no sad. And then like, you know, the orchestra music plays. And the audience cries, and we love it. Just did half your work for you, Paul King. Le nono. That's a Labubu's catchphrase, by the way. I'm missing a lot today, guys. Give me a break, okay? I'm trying. I just got off literally, I got off a flight this morning, and from the airport, I went straight to the movies so I could watch Sydney Sweeney's Housemaid. And then I got home and said, time to prepare for a live stream. My brain is mush right now. Give me a second, all right, guys? Give me a second. That's Sydney Sweeney doing that movie. I got a comment that said, Chris, can you stop talking about Sydney Sweeney? I kind of don't like it. That's what just happened to that commenter. Who's next? No, I get it. I'll switch it around, buddy. I'll switch it around. All right, let's move on. Let's see what we have going on. Next on the topic, YouTube. This is kind of an interesting one. YouTube is cracking down on AI trailers, and they just got rid of some big culprits. Let's see, AI trailers. So, you guys know AI is only getting crazier and crazier. In fact, I have a trailer for an AI Grinch movie that, again, AI is all slop, but it is insane how much more convincing they look, that it's obvious. Like it used to be obvious. Now it's like, oh, that's gonna trick somebody. So we have here from Deadline, YouTube shuts down channels using AI to create fake movie trailers watched by millions. And one of the culprits, finally, God, it was one of the channels I hated to see, because I would somehow always get comments, always get links, always get tags. Chris, you see a trailer? Chris, you see this? You guys are better than that. Screen culture, which they've been wiped out. I think I was able to find like a burner backup account. But dude, these guys would have the most insane thumbnails. Sometimes they were like a mixture of they were using Photoshop for a while, which I was like, all right, I'll respect. I always like me a little fun Photoshop thing. But then they started integrating AI, and you know, that's already slop. But then what they would do with the other AI thumbnails, I would say, heck no. So you would have things like, you know, Deadpool 3, Spider-Man, that would trick people. I mean, even look at these views, 542K. They were making bank. They had a Superman trailer where I guess Supergirl is squeezing her cousin's chest, going, how do you work that out? Well, that's interesting. All right, I see you, cuz. That's how they talk to each other in Kryptonia. Deadpool here, Deadpool there. Okay, but then the craziest ones. Hey, yo, where was this scene in Alien Romulus? I did go to the bathroom at one point in the movie. Did it happen when I went to the bathroom? Bro, and this dude made, look at those views, 1.4 million. Nothing but gooners going to see Alien Romulus. Statistically, let's say 1%. That's at least, my math isn't great, but that's at least 1,400 people, 1%, that went and going, hey, that Dora girl, oh, let's just say she gon' morph. It sound like xenomorph. Yeah, I'm still going through the divorce, David. Yeah, her boss, that's who she chose. Yeah. Oh, the start. Okay. Something like that had to happen, right? Somebody went to go see this just for this scene, and it wasn't all that. There's a couple more. Look at this. When did this happen in Wednesday season 2? When did Nevermore get a pool? I know they have a lake. I know they probably have a bowling team. I don't remember there being a pool team. Okay, but that's something that happened. Can't see the views on what that one was. Try to see. I'm surprised Scarlet didn't get the treatment. Instead, it's just Blue, or I guess Blue grown up, teenage Blue, going, Scarlet, what happened to Chris Pratt? Can you stick your hand out? I liked it when he did that. Oh my goodness, bro. What is this? What is I don't think that's how a xenomorph attacks its prey. Poor Isabella Merced. You know, at one point she had to have seen these. She has friends. People are sickos in tech. How many of her requested DMs are just people sending her these thumbnails going, "Hey, did they delete this scene? Just asking. By the way, big fan. Dora was awesome." This channel was a menace for stuff like that, and I'm telling you, it still goes on. It still goes on. Let me see if I can find the burner account, because I was trying to find more of their crazy thumbnails, and I know they had a burner account, unless it was a Screen Culture. Was it thumbnails? Oh, I think it was Screen Culture Official, because the thing's gone now. Oh, here we go. This one saved some of their thumbnails, and there was a couple of golden ones there. So God of War, all that stuff right there. Okay. Now, we've only seen part 1. Okay, there is still part 2 and part 3. When do we think Vecna is busting out this? But there we go. We got that. And that's all, dude. His obsession with Isabella Merced needs to be studied, bro. This is the third one. This was not okay. This guy, this is what all he did on his free time was just, "You going to work, honey? All right, cool. Me? Just nothing. Yeah, just nothing. All right, Chat GPT, Xenomorph, and the girl from Dora. Generate." It is too far, man. It is too far. And it was always like that. So this is your look at Dune 3. I don't know why Timothy Chalamet's hand is like Mr. Fantastic. That's a really long forearm. And his arm ages at 42 years here. 28-year-old man, 42-year-old hand. And it was just nonstop. So I always hated seeing the channel pop up on my feed, because it was always the most disturbing AI thumbnails. Always just using the girls up for the clicks and whatnot. So I hated that aspect. I'm glad it's gone. But on a more serious note, it is a pressing matter, because I'm about to pull up something, and I'm just going to have it playing in the background. I don't want us to fixate on it and all that, because it's a double-edged sword when you want to make fun of AI, because part of making fun of AI involves showing AI. But just as a lesson here, I just want to show you how convincing it has gotten. This viral tweet was going around today of somebody who used some software to make like a Grinch sequel trailer. And again, same jokes, dude. I don't know what it is about AI movies. You just have to over-sexualize whatever female is popular. Santa with Jenna Ortega. She looked dead inside. But I hate how convincing it looks. Like, if you just saw this still of Kim Jong from Hangover, admit it, does that still not actually look realistic? That looks like if that came out and Discussing Films put a tweet saying, "Oh, new Christmas movie in the works starring Kim Jong. He plays an elf at a mall." I'd have been like, "Oh, interesting. I wonder what that is." I would never have suspected this is AI. It is so insanely scary, right? And so when I was seeing this tweet go viral, I'm like, this is the kind of dude, Pedro Pascal. This is the kind of trailer that would trick all the Facebook users. That would get all of them going, "When does this come out? Oh, finally, Hollywood making something good. Yeah, I see bagooglies, I see sand, I see explosions, I see people getting drunk. This is the Hollywood I missed. This is the movie that your coworker's gonna send to you the trailer going, "Hey, I remember you talking about some A24 BS, so you must know, when does this movie come out? Can I watch it on the Peacock? Or do I need the Paramount Plusy?" I don't know. I like watching Tulsa King, but not that much, you know? So it's insane. And so it's nice to see that freaking YouTube actually will be cracking down on this stuff, will be taking down these trailers, because they're only going to become a bigger issue with as convincing as they get. Like I just showed you that one. You play it in full motion, there's a lot of tales that still give it away. But in certain pauses, in certain small 3-4 seconds, it is convincing enough that, like I said, would confuse the Facebook crowd, would get them going, oh, this looked funny, I like that. And it'd be nonsense. My favorite thing sometimes though with these is you got the tattletales in the quote tweets, but these are the tattletales I like. These are the tattletales. I got to be careful scrolling because sometimes my filter do not be working. But you got them tattletales that'll like actually at Universal and be like, "Hey, Universal, I didn't know you were making a new Grinch movie. This really does not look family friendly though." And hoping just to get Universal or the studio that owns the IP to copyright it, because that's something else we've been seeing. It's not just YouTube. Even though it's AI, because you're generating it off an IP you don't own, they'll strike it down. We were seeing whenever the Avengers Doomsday trailer was getting leaked online everywhere, somebody recreated it with like 80% accuracy, and Disney was like, nope, copyright down. And I remember whenever Jurassic World Rebirth was coming out, there was like these, I don't know if y'all remember, there was these crazy AI trailers of Scarlett Johansson as like a half hybrid dinosaur, half everything. And people thought it was real. It was crazy how many people thought it was real. And it got to the point Universal had to strike that down because it was starting to actually make people think that was part of the movie. And again, I just think this could be a slippery slope. So it's really cool just to see YouTube put an end to it, put a mark on it. And they just recently also bought the rights to stream the Oscars by the year 2029, I think it was, or I think it was 2029. And so they're about to become a voice, a representation of part of the Oscars. It would look so terrible if you're also the platform promoting and sharing around all the AI slop, because then it's just like, well, you can't have both, right? It's either you're promoting the AI slop or you're supporting real creative arts, the Oscars, right? So yeah, it's insane, but it's cool to see that they've cracked down on it. I miss the days of genuine effort in Photoshop. I don't know, probably not the best example. Maybe if you guys have better ones, let me know and I'll search it up. But like back before AI on up, people had to put real effort into fake trailers. Like so there was this Thundercats live action trailer that I remember was like one of the most viral things back in the day when you actually had to put effort into stuff. Here it is, 13 years ago. It's probably going to look horrible now, but at least somebody took the time with this one. At least somebody put effort. If you guys don't know, Thundercats was a very popular cartoon back in the day. And so people were really anticipating this movie. A scene from Indiana Jones, Mordor, Lord of the Rings. It was just a mashup, Photoshop. What, Vin Diesel over here, Hugh Jackman, all Brad Pitt. But dude, this right here was art. This right here took effort and time. Somebody put their love. These are the fake trailers I'd be happy to fall for and be like, oh, because at least someone took their time with it, right? Scenes from Troy. And so, like, this is what fake trailers used to be like. Somebody said the Titanic sequel trailer. That was one. That was a crazy one. Was it Titanic 2 trailer? I don't know if I could find it. Not that one. Gee, see already an AI trailer. Jack is back. Titanic 2. Jack is back. And this is one apparently a lot of people fell for back in the day. So just goes to show you how much they made it look. But it was just giving off the idea that I guess Jack came back and he wanted revenge or something. Now he's a whole new... Oh, dude. Is this basically Captain America before Captain America? Was that the idea? He was frozen in time and came back? Oh, shit. This was Captain America before Captain America. This person was ahead of their time. When did this come out? 2011. That is crazy. And he got out of the ice. Hiroshima happened. He's learning about Hiroshima. He's like, what? No. Oh, but it led to something called Godzilla? There's currently 17 movies. All right, well, I guess I got to get caught up on this. Let me see what this Godzilla is. Bro, that's awesome. See, we could laugh and enjoy this. Dude, he He became so modernized. He's got the backwards cap on. I gotta fit in for Rose. I'm trying to think. How does the Titanic song go? And I will always just peak. Just greatness. I thought this was awesome. Was there any other ones? Was there a Spider-Man 4 fan made trailer? I don't think I ever saw that one. Was that with like Jim Carrey Spider-Man 4 trailer fan made? Okay. So there's one 17 years ago. Wow. Okay. Look at these. Look at that animation. Is this one just using, I think, just regular scenes though? Oh, here it goes. Oh, a red filter. That definitely got some people. And then I don't know how this one had a lot of 17 years ago, 2008. Maybe I did watch it. Maybe I didn't know. But now we got these down here. So there's still a lot of other dude, oh my goodness. There's still a lot of other channels they need to hit. Because look at this. Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire, 169K views. And I know some people are going to be like, yeah, but the people watching this, Chris, they know it's not a real trailer. It's just for fun. It's just for entertainment. Nah, there's people who think this is real. That's crazy, dude. Someone is watching this. And it's only going to get more convincing. It's crazy. So, hey, they're starting to crack down on it. Obviously, there's still so many more channels to go. But I just thought I'd bring it up. Do you think this is good for YouTube to crack down on that? If they don't, eventually, I think you'll see a giant change of actual genuine content and then just AI slop taking over that platform. And that'll not make it fun. That'll not make it fun, in my opinion. But yeah. All right, let's see what else we got to talk about here. Okay, Avengers Doomsday. Let's talk about this, man. There have been crazy things going on with Avengers Doomsday. So people are now going out to go watch Avatar Fire and Ash. They're enjoying the film and all that. And people are coming to the realization, oh, that the teaser trailer with Chris Evans was real, which I think is so funny. But, you know, I totally get it. We just finished talking about AI trailers and how convincing it's starting to look. But it was interesting seeing the amount of people coming out going, oh, that was real? I thought it was fake. I didn't know it was real. It actually played. It was real. So many people I saw online talk about it. Well, now that we know it's real and it's happening, and now we're getting articles where they're confirming Steve Rogers is back, now we're starting to see some of the audience reaction to this trailer. And there's been a really interesting trend with Doomsday specifically, with how audiences are perceiving this. And so I want to go through a couple of reactions that I was actually seeing. And you guys let me know if you think this is a fair way that people were looking at this trailer, or do you think there's more to it? You'll see what I mean here. Let's see if I can bring it up. I'm trying to get over here my bookmarks, because I bookmarked all them tweets. All right, here we go. Oh, no, share audio. We don't need audio. Okay, so one of the first ones I saw, let me see if I can get to the right one. All right, so I started seeing things like this. IDK about y'all, but my IMAX theater was absolutely packed. When that Doomsday trailer played, not a single person made a single sound. Not one, just silence. 2,000 likes. Brendan Oggs here. When the Avengers Doomsday trailer played, there wasn't a single clap in the entire sold-out IMAX theater. Just total silence. When the prologue for the Odyssey played, everyone was audibly locked in and cheered and clapped the second it ended. That's the movies right there. 22K likes. Cody Leach, friend of the channel here. Also, he said, wow, they played the teaser for Avengers Doomsday showing the return of a major character, and the only noise in the theater was when a few people laughed. With a little diff right there. Go to one more, and see. So another one. By the way, Doomsday teaser, packed house. You could hear an effing pin drop, meaning silence, no reaction. And so a lot of people are calling BS. A lot of people saying not true. And so they actually, and I don't want to show it because Disney's been very strict about it, but they actually recorded the theater's reaction, and it is pretty dead silent in that theater as that trailer is actually playing. Okay, and then we got other ones that we'll get to in a sec, but just going off those. Okay, a lot of thoughts, my friends, a lot of thoughts. So I have two minds of this when looking at this. I'm thinking about the way I react when I see a trailer I am really looking forward to on the big screen. And I do wonder, well, how often are people even clapping at the end of every trailer? Is that even something we're supposed to be expecting with all of this? Because I know, like, okay, I know, like, you remember when the Superman trailer, it had like a slightly similar thing where the Superman trailer came out and that same day it was also being shown in theaters. And I remember I did my video, I did my thing. It was really cool. It was our first look at Superman. And then I went to the theater, I forgot for what movie, but the Superman trailer played. And I remember being like, oh, I get to see it on the big screen. Cool, cool, cool. It ended. And yeah, the theater was pretty silent. And I went, woo. Okay. And I can't remember what was the last trailer or movie that people actually went crazy for when going to is like there any that you guys thinking? Like there's always like a little snickering or there's laughing if it's a comedy trailer and all that, but I honestly think it's not expected to feel giant claps. I think one of the reasons people are expecting that is because the teaser trailer plays a lot like a post-credit scene. You write that Doomsday trailer, you know, it's just small, kind of showing off Peggy's house, Chris Evans, revealing him with a baby, and then it ends with Steve Rogers will return. It feels more something like you'd see for a post-credit scene as opposed to a teaser trailer. So with a post-credit scene, like many for the Marvel ones, you expect it to elicit, whoa, yeah, let's go. But that didn't, the No Way Home one, you're right. Sonic 3 did get some reactions. You're probably right. Those feel very monumental, but then again, Doomsday is supposed to be of that monumental No Way Home level. It is true. Batman got reactions from you guys. Cool. That's nice to see too. Another reason for the no reactions, maybe we're underestimating how many people online are aware of it. That trailer leaked Monday. Then the trailer was not played in theaters until Thursday. That's a plenty of time. I know from like my TikTok on it got like 2 million views. That's a lot of people. That's just my TikTok. I know Soups has got bigger, other people got bigger, everyone else, all the news articles, tweets. We like to think we are in this bubble, but at the same time, something that big also pierced into other communities, right? That's that type of news. The Avengers Doomsday trailer leaked. That's the type of movie news that pierces out of our bubble to other people, and they hear about it and they go, oh, wow, that's happening in the movie community. Crazy. All right. The Lakers win or lose last night, right? So I think it was already the awareness of it. People already had heard about it, had probably seen it, knew about it. So it was not even that big of a shock when it was shown in theater, because it's like, oh, it turns out that little blurry thing I saw on TikTok was real. But okay, now let's actually look at it for what people are perceiving it as. Is this actually a sign then that Marvel is just cooked? That Kevin Feige is 100% right in the reboot needing to happen for Secret Wars? In a way, I think so, man. Along with this trailer, there is still a lot of backlash. There's a lot of people upset or just showing like, see, Marvel just proved that they have nothing good, that they have to bring back Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, have to make it a sequel to Endgame, and basically just kind of ignore all the phases that's happened since then. I don't think they can completely ignore. You still have a lot of characters from those phases in here, but you can definitely see, even once they got rid of Kang, even if you want to put the Jonathan Majors controversy aside, Kevin Feige himself said they were already thinking about leaving Kang because their plan wasn't working. It's very much a showcase that, like, yeah, they realized they messed up, and for the entire Phase 4, a lot of MCU fans were like, this is a little booty and not that good, kind of. I'm saying, this is not that good. And it's so funny that the same people, it's ironic, but this is Marvel fans and it's nerd culture for you. The same people complaining, going, oh, dude, this phase sucks. This is not good. No, do better. And then Kevin Feige goes, okay, so let's just go back to what they like. Oh, no, you brought back what we like? Nah, come on, man. Focus on those characters you just introduced. Oh, dude, Feige wears that hat because you make him bald. You. That's right. That is an interesting part to see about it all, but it could be a showcase, man. I also think these trailers, unfortunately, are just not having the impact that they hope. I think this rollout is, I don't want to say a disaster or a failure. Who knows? Maybe this is because you got to think they knew that it would leak. They knew it would cause buzz, and people are talking about it. But I still feel like the rollout isn't hyping me up. As cool as it was to see Chris Evans back, reveal that he has a baby, the trailer in itself just wasn't that like, it's not clap worthy. It feels somber. Like the way that trailer plays out, it feels like something you kind of take in tranquil. It's not something you go and go, oh, he's holding a baby. Oh, grandma. Oh, she had a heart attack. Guys, 911. Yeah, take her. I'm staying, man. I gotta finish this trailer. Whoa. You know, like it didn't have that hype level to it. So that's what I'm seeing. But it was so crazy to see that become a trend online, is people talking about how silent people were watching that trailer. Because you know what else was silent? Probably every other trailer that was shown during that screening. Yeah, but not the Christopher Nolan prologue. Yeah, the 6 minutes of footage from one of the best directors in Hollywood got a react. Whoa. Versus a 1 minute teaser that's honestly only about 30 seconds of footage? This is a conundrum. I don't know why that got reaction and that didn't. This is interesting. We're going to take it to the lab and we're going to study it, my friend. Pretty obvious why one over the other got a reaction. But a movie could still suck. That's a real possibility, and I will be interested to see how much money this makes, because it's making a billy. But is it beating No Way Home? I think there's a real chance No Way Home ends up still being the bigger money winner over Doomsday. No Way Home was a $2 billion hit. Can I say this will be a $2 billion hit? No. I'm confident in saying it's probably a $1 billion hit, though. People still going to want to see it. But maybe this is a showcase. This is a showcase. Yeah, I still haven't seen the Odyssey prologue yet, because the times I got to see Avatar were at press screenings. They didn't play it. But tomorrow, I have tickets for Avatar with some of my friends. And so I can't wait to see the prologue then. But yeah, so that's what was going on there. We did have the Thor one leaked, which I won't spend too much time on, because I already kind of brought it up when I did the Spider-Man thing for like 2 seconds. But I will say the Thor trailer is really showcasing something interesting. I won't show it just in case that happens to be real. But so the Thor trailer that we're supposedly getting this next weekend, whether you're going to go see it or not, but again, it'll probably leak online this Monday. It's Thor with his Shakespearean self coming back going, "Of all the crowns, the kingdoms, the bride, I ask for none. Father, hear your son. I am not worthy of life, but I still beg you to let the thread lengthen. Not for thunder, not for war. Let me remain long enough to see my love once more." That's some peak writing right there. That's actually really great writing right there for Thor. I have missed that Thor, and I think that honestly sets up a much better characterization that I'd be happier with. I think the Russos always did fine with Thor. Whenever they used him. I know in Endgame he had his fat arc, but even in his fat moments and silliness, I think that arc still worked for him. It's not my favorite version of Thor, but I liked what it represented for his character, the failure, the way he reacted to not killing Thanos and all that. And this whole little sentence just showcases me we're not getting Thor Love and Thunder Thor. We're not getting Thor Ragnarok Thor. He might still have a funny line here and there, but this feels like the serious Thor. This feels like the Thor that is actually finally going to be able to mourn the loss of his brother Loki, who he's going to be able to meet again, is scared to lose his life now because he has a daughter in there that we saw in Thor Love and Thunder, and that's the aspect that's becoming the most interesting. Avengers Doomsday is very much looking like a story about Doom taking children, becoming Mr. What's-It from Stranger Things, kidnapping these kids. And there's been some interesting theories about that. Because, okay, let's go through it. Steve Rogers, little baby. Okay, he's got a kid. Then we have a Thor, also has a kid, showed in Thor Love and Thunder. Also, reminder, T'Challa, although he's technically dead in the universe, he has a kid. There is a kid T'Challa. I'm thinking that's going to come into play as well. You have Franklin Richards of the Fantastic Four. I don't know if there's any other kids outside of that. And then people want to bring up Doom. His motivation might be that he lost a child. and that this child was lost through the actions that Steve took when he changed the timeline, when incursions started happening. And so, as an act of revenge, Doom, I guess, decides to go after the kids of these heroes. That could be something. I wouldn't mind seeing how that works out or how that comes into play, but it is interesting. A lot of these characters now have kids, and it looks like somehow Doom is going to be going after them. Maybe they are powerful people in the future in the multiverse, right? Doom is the grabber. Oh, that'd be crazy. He pulls out the black phone. Take 4 steps back, 2 forward, and swing. That's the Doom move. But it's been interesting to see, man. So I leave it off to you guys. We'll see how this all comes and done. I feel like we just won't be able to get a great scope of this movie until the Doom trailer. That's the one I'm most interested to see. The Chris Evans one was pretty cool. Thor one, I like the dialogue. I really just want to get a feel of Doom and just an actual trailer of putting some of this footage together. But it is interesting to see some of the reactions of people feeling like no one cares about this. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. All right, let's move on now to some even crazier updates with my boy Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's so funny. We had a week of Doomsday and Spider-Man trailers leaking online. It's been crazy to see. I already did a video on the 2 trailers that leaked, but there's still even more leaks coming out. I'm not going to be able to show you, obviously, that footage, but there is somebody, great fan, so I want to definitely give them credit when I pull them up here. There was a fan who drew the leak, so we could actually show that off. Sony can't copyright that because at least it's his artist interpretation of it. But there was an earlier part of the trailer leaked that we had seen. It's all still one trailer. When I say, like a second trailer, a third trailer, it's all the same trailer, but we're getting it in bits. So first it came out like the first 40 seconds. Then we got like the other 30 seconds. And now we have like these, what is supposed to be the first 10 seconds of the trailer. And dude, they're taking inspiration from Amazing Spider-Man 2. So this will be the first thing we'll talk about here. We got a bunch of other things with Spider-Man. But this is how the trailer is set to open. And I did get to see the footage before it's gotten taken down. It's kind of hard to find now since Sony's been copyrighting it. But the trailer looks to open with Spider-Man up in the sky. Not a back shot. Not a back shot like of Andrew Garfield, but this side view of Tom Holland just flowing into the city, getting closer on his mask, and then we actually get a POV. I don't know if it looked exactly like this because in the leaked trailer it was a little blurry, hard to see, but it definitely looks like we are seeing through Tom's POV, Peter Parker's POV of what it looks. That's just awesome, dude. That's a cool new way to do it. There's been a ton of POV shots, whether in the Tobey Maguire movie or in the Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield had a lot of them, especially in that first movie. You remember that one when he's like climbing up on the building with like mirrors and he sees himself? This is a new, unique way to do it through the lens. So although the story of this movie, and you'll see what I mean because we got some story details about this that I'm kind of concerned about. Although the story details so far for Brand New Day have me a little confused, a little mixed up about how does Punisher, Hulk, possibly Jean Grey, Spider Totems, him getting organic weapon. Although all of that is sounding iffy to me and I can't wait to see how it plays out to make sense, without a doubt, Destin Daniel Cretton is adding sauce to Tom Holland. Tom Holland is going to have these amazing looking movies. And I know, I don't want to give hate to John Watts. You guys know I met him at the Deadpool Wolverine premiere. Never going to shut up about that, by the way. Just never. He was the nicest, coolest guy. As nice as cool as he is, I would just admit, visually speaking, weren't always the most interesting. No doubt, he always had 3 or 2 really great scenes in his movies. The Homecoming, it's the scene when he's in the rubble. The Michael Keaton scene with like the green light on him. I'm trying to think of like what other shots were really cool. Those are the ones there. Far From Home, it's all the Mysterio stuff, specifically the Mysterio battle. Those were the best stuff in there. And No Way Home, I mean, I was just happy to see the Spider Bros together, right? But visually speaking, they just lack that flair that I thought the Tobey movies and the Andrew movies had so well. That gave the movies personality and didn't feel cookie cutter. Something like this, and from the little frames we're seeing about the swinging, the action, Destin Daniel Cretton just absolutely is making this movie look awesome. And so, story-wise, have yet to see. Visually, I am trusting this, and I love the idea of this, Sean. Like I said, it was just a grainy footage, but this is an idea of what it looked like, and it was so awesome, man. It was so awesome. Let me give this person a like here because they deserve it. I also support the artist. Let me just give them a shout-out right there because thank you for that. Great way to get around the copyright and all that. Awesome. Okay, so there's that. But now let's get into some of these story details that we've been hearing. First one, man, I was hoping to keep this as a surprise, guys. I was hoping that, you could go to the theater and be wowed yourself, but Zendaya reportedly is going to have a new boyfriend in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah, I know, guys, I know. But it's my cameo. All right, my cameo in the movie has leaked. What can I say? They called me up, and I was just like, I get to play who? Sign me up. Sign me up. Obviously joking, and I'm just having fun. And I hate to laugh at this, but some of the replies you guys did to this was insane. Okay, again, AI is sloppy and terrible, and it pisses me off when AI actually makes me laugh. Because how the heck... No! This is not funny! Go to jail! No! Dude, I hate this. Is this how you guys perceive me? It's like, that definitely has a resemblance of me, but me knowing myself and looking at myself every day of my life, I'm like, that looks enough not like me to be like, who's this doppelganger? And why do I have craters in my head? I don't have craters. My skin is pretty smooth. All right. I don't got crater head, do I? Bro's brain is sticking out his head. And also the watch, I'm not that pretentious, okay? You can look this up, $50 on Amazon. I'm not a big flexer. I ain't wearing no Rolexes. So this is honestly defamation. And I am suing you, Ruben Rapalda. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. I wish that was it, but there was more. Okay, don't even want to read that one. What was it? Okay, now who is this? That's not even 3C. That's 2A. This is awful. Why do you guys look at me like that? No, awful. Okay, back to it though. All seriousness. All right, I don't mind this. I've been seeing some fans get really upset, get really angry. I think it makes sense in the world, and I think it'll be a nice conflict for Peter Parker, because there are shots in the grainy trailer where some people say supposedly Peter is like watching MJ from afar, like from across the street. Maybe she's still working at that at that donut shop. And so he's constantly like just keeping an eye, keeping a distance. Eventually, if she's living her life. She has no idea about Peter and their relationship. She's a grown person. Of course she's going to have a relationship in college, right? So that makes sense. And I say it's a good conflict for Peter, because he sees she will probably be happy. She sees that guy, whoever she's with, will make her smile, make her laugh, and it's going to hurt like hell that it's not him. But there's a part of him that's like, I'm glad she's doing okay. I'm glad she's all right. At least he's making her happy, right? And so that right there is that Peter Parker struggle I love, and I'm so happy that they could possibly be exploring. Now, the idea of who this boyfriend is. Hey, guys. Stop, guys. Hey, we just friends, all right? Tom and I, we go golfing. We just friends. No, but whoever this is, let's talk about some of the theories. Okay. There were some people who are saying it's going to be Harry Osborn. Dude, I would love that. If he ends up being the boyfriend, like at the end of the movie or the post-credit scene, maybe Peter does. Maybe the whole movie we don't even realize she has a boyfriend, but Peter has been getting friendly with her, and they still don't know each other, but he's like managed to find his way into a friendship with her. And then that friendship leads into, hey, come hang out. We're all going to go to the movies. And when he goes to that group hangout, she's like, oh, this is Peter. Meet my boyfriend, Harriet Osborn. I'm a lesbian because I'm in college. And this is a movie in 2025. Harriet Osborn will return if we don't get canceled. No, obviously. I still think that's so funny. But Harry Osborn, that would be crazy. It'd be cool to see who would they cast. I remember some people, I don't know how much weight there is to it because I didn't look too hard in it. But there was some, what's Steve's name in Stranger Things? Stranger Things. Steve, Joe, I can't spell his name. Keery. Okay. There was rumors Joe Keery was going to be Harry Osborn, but I remember the source being kind of BS on it. Like the source on it didn't seem believable to me. Despite so Daniel RPK already debunked it. But there were some people, this was a rumor, but it had like no source to it. It was just a random big account saying Joe Keery is rumored to have joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Rumors suggest he could be playing Harry Osborn. And again, although I didn't believe it, and honestly, I would not mind him as Harry, but I feel like when they introduce the Osborns, I thinking they probably will go black, since in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, they've introduced a Norman there. So that already kind of debunks my entire theory. But if he were to go that route, I would love Joe Keery as Harry Osborn. I think he'd be great in it. And so I didn't think too much of it until like they saw him in New York. He went back to New York with Sadie Sink, I remember, after the Stranger Things premiere. And yes, he looks stunning today in New York. And they were like, what's he doing there? And he's a singer. He's got a whole other job. So he could be filming a bunch of stuff. But people did know he went back with Sadie Sink. And Sadie Sink's there to finish filming Spider-Man. And also worth noting, today they wrapped Brand New Day. That way I could show the photo. They've wrapped filming on it today. So here they say Spider-Man Brand New Day has wrapped filming today. So they were still filming up until this very point. Up until today, it looks like they were still filming the movie. All I'm saying is, would be kind of cool if it was Harry Osborn. I'm thinking it could be a random guy. I know people have been making the jokes of Paul, because if you know some of the Spider-Man comics, Paul is a very hated Spider-Man love interest for Mary Jane. It'd be funny as an Easter egg. I would never want them to explore the Paul stuff in the actual movies. I'd hate that. But like I said, I think it's a great conflict. I think it sets up a lot of nice stuff there for Peter. Last story detail I want to get into that I'm going to say take with a grain of salt, but it is starting to get some traction, even more so with you guys saw in my trailer breakdown of the leaked trailer, which we have to be more sure about it when it comes out. There was a shot supposedly in the leaked trailer, and it did look like it, but it's again hard to tell because of the graininess and all the black bars, where it looks like Spider-Man is coming out of a cocoon and he has organic webbing. And it's like, is Spider-Man going to go through an evolution? It's something that does happen in the comics. There is some precedence for it. I don't know if I'd love that. Let's see how they play it out in the story and explain how he just evolves. Well, now there's some people saying that it's not just going to stop there. That there's going to be like an entire, I think it's Alex Perez that was pulling up the idea of it. He wasn't fully confirming it. Alex has been very reliable on a lot of stuff, but he also just does speculate with the reliable information he has. And well, I guess there was concept art of this idea being floated around, at least for a dream sequence, maybe during Mysterio or something. I don't know where these came from. You guys might be able to tell me. But while he's in the cocoon, and as happens sometimes like in the comics, he goes through a whole like nightmare sequence where he does see like a giant spider trying to eat him, and it's all just like in a metaphor for his transformation and evolution. But they're saying all of this could lead into, this would be some crazy visuals if they pull that off in there, but his evolution could continue on to go some worse. What is it called? Man spider form? I don't even know what the name of that form is, but basically where he gets all the arms. Man spider is the name. I would not love this. As a dream sequence, sure. If you want to have like, it's one thing to give him the organic webbing, sure. You want to do that. If you make it make sense enough in the movie universe, I'll find a way to be fine with it. But I do like the web shooter aspect of it. Whatever. Something like this though, trying to be done, I just don't know. As a dream sequence, sure, knock yourself out and let's have a little cool visual moment. And it could be a metaphor for, is he more man? Is he more spider? This evolutionary trait he's going through is changing in him. And there were those lines in the trailer about, the spider has 3 life cycles. And as his life goes on, it's vulnerable in between the stages. I don't know, man. See, here it says, Man spider is Peter's transformed into a monstrous spider, usually due to radiation overload, mutations, experiment gone wrong. And I mean, there's some precedent that something could be going on in here because we still don't know who Sadie Sink is. I really hope she's not Shothra because then that means they're doing the whole spider totem thing, and I just don't like that. Jean Grey, it's just weird to me to introduce a random X-Men as part of a Spider-Man movie when there's already Punisher, Hulk, and all these other things going on. But Jean Grey started to make more sense to me with her being able to read Peter's mind, knowing about the spell, learning about his identity, things like that. And if there is that angle that maybe the damage control people are collecting metahumans, that would include mutants. Is there maybe something going around that like enhances people's mutation? Is that something maybe that's a thing that's being spread around, almost like this drug? Because there was it could. I've been seeing a lot of inspiration from Spider-Man PS4, and in Spider-Man PS4, I forget what it's called. I think it's called Dragon's Breath. Is it Dragon's Breath? Something like that. And Devil's Breath. There we go. Devil's Breath. Is an imperfect medical treatment virus in Marvel's Spider-Man. It was designed and created by Oscorp, CEO, in a desperate attempt to cure the terminal illness of his wife and later his son, also misused by Mr. Negative and Dr. Octopus as a bioweapon. I forget what it does, but I think it like enhances and alters your DNA and rewrites it. Maybe that's what's going around. Maybe Osborn is in the industry of creating metahumans. That's a constant thing going around, and Bruce Banner's always been against that. He hates when people try recreating the Super Soldier program because it's something that led him to become the Hulk, and that would also then tie him well into the story. You know what? If that's how they explain it, I actually wouldn't mind that. That maybe there is just some sort of serum going around enhancing people. Spider-Man gets hit with it, enhances them, gives them the organic webbing, and then maybe little bad mutation where he's like, oh, too much of it's making me go man spider. Maybe he has to reverse it by the end. I don't know, right? I'm just reaching here. But it's like stuff that I could see the dots being connected, and that's the most intriguing part so far about Brand New Days. Just how does this story make sense? What do all these elements do? It's going to be so funny when the movie finally comes out, and it's like, how did we not see that, guys? How did we not see that? But for now, it's fun to speculate. It's fun to speculate. Let's say, bro, I'm literally replaying Spider-Man 2018 right now. Nice. Hey, it's a great game. So, yeah, you guys let me know with all this in terms of MJ's boyfriend, Man Spider possibly being a thing. I forgot what was the first thing we talked about, but that as well involved with Spider-Man. Oh, just the shot of the trailer, the extra footage of him there. Are you loving the visual style of the movie? Because so far, everything I'm hearing, I think this is probably going to be the best Tom Holland looking Spider-Man movie. We'll see, though. We'll see. All right, though. That is our final topic. I can do a real quick Reddit scrub, and then it's time for your viewer-submitted questions, mi amigos. Okay. Says Chris. Twitch. Yo, Chris, been watching you for years now. It's an incredible journey, and I can't see what else coming. But what happened to the Twitch, man? Yeah, I mentioned this before. It was just a situation where I just felt like if I tried doing Twitch and the live streams, I just wouldn't have that much to talk on the live stream because I save up movie news that like I haven't gotten around to, or I just recently did a sci-flick, or something like that. And Twitch, I just wouldn't know what I'd do because I wouldn't want it definitely still be movie related. I'm not trying to be an IRL streamer or do something like that. But I'm not that great of a gamer content kind of guy. I have such respect for the people that can game and be funny at the same time, because that's really hard for me. I know I have my little Fortnite clips on the Clips channel, but that's like 4 hours of me playing, and I'm able to find 5 minutes where I'm actually decent. You know, I'm actually semi-entertaining. So it's just kind of that. So if I do Twitch again, I have to find what I could do, whether it be rankings or special like subject videos. I can try looking into that. Never seen Mega Man 4 movies. Not sure which watch first. Unrated. If they got the unrateds, man, watch the unrateds. Have some fun with that. Oh, there's my photo again. Mount Rushmore of Marvel superheroes. I pretty much agree with that. I love Cap, but lately I'd maybe switch him out with an Iron Man. I might switch him with an Iron Man there. Yes, I saw SpongeBob has been added as a sidekick. They also added the DeLorean and all that. So I haven't gotten around to play the updates recently with Fortnite. I was so busy, but that is so interesting that they added SpongeBob as a sidekick. David Harbour steals a guy's hat. I hope he got the hat back or something. That's definitely what's going on right now in theaters right now with Doomsday. He's like, what? I thought you came to see my 3-hour movie, not this 1-minute trailer that leaked. Well, you thought wrong, buddy. Oh, dude, and I didn't even realize this rap photo's the prison too. Ooh, that's gonna be a cool scene. Looks like this is the prison where Scorpion will be in, and then he'll break out. That's awesome. I wish I could tell if these were hints to anything, but not really, right? I'm not seeing much hints. I hope the movie's good though. No matter the case, I am so excited. I'm so excited. It's a Spider-Man movie. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Doomsday opening. I'll read that later. I'm just trying to see the funnies, have some fun. Remember, there was a Back to the Future 4 trailer. I never saw this. That's crazy. Oh, they added some of the commercial footage and all that. I'd love it, man, but it'd be hard because they'd ruin it. Hey, you, some drinking lady. Is that my grill? Interesting. Okay, I think I'm ending it there. The Reddit was not as saucy today as I would like. Let's work on that now. Let's work on that. All right, let's get into these questions, y'all. All right. We have here More Life by Chris says, how would you feel if The Wise by season 3 does end up killing one of the kids Pennywise. I was like, if The Wise, that's what you call him? Is that like his homie name? Name's Pennywise, but friends call me The Wise. Yeah, I know. Show something. And we get a chapter 3 after the show focusing on that. Look, I would love it. Like I've been saying, I think one of the strengths of Welcome to Derry is their ability to not have to rely on the source material of Stephen King. Not hating on that source material, because obviously it made it as popular as it is. But I think after 2 reboots, we have done all we can with that source material, where it's like, would you really just want to see another reboot of some kids today doing a lot of the same things? Like, what would be the purpose of it when I think Andy Muschietti already did the best, and plus the Tim Curry one? Yeah. So it's like, let's do a new story. Let's do something modern day. Let's just be like, let's just not ignore it, but let's just say Pennywise didn't die with the Losers Club, and now it's the year 2025 and he's still out here. You know, like, what would that look like? So I don't know if they'll actually do the ancestor thing, or they kill and then it leaves the door open for chapter 3. But if they do, I'd be happy to. And I do wonder what Warner Brothers and HBO have planned with Welcome to Derry, because right now they're so focused on their sell and their merger. I'm not hearing. You would think they would already confirm and green light things, but we haven't heard that. I wonder if maybe the show was so popular they're like, hey, maybe we should just make a movie. I mean, people are obviously still interested. Let's just make a movie. That could be something that happens. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It says, Ben Malsky says, Chris, I'm sorry for crashing out on your reviews of Wicked and SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob so much that I got defensive. The film is actually great. Buddy Ben, I am happy for you. Unfortunately here, guys, Ben had to be banned from the subreddit. That's right. That's right. Sorry, Ben. I'm perfectly fine. If anybody wants to disagree with me or has an opinion that's not mine, that is totally cool. What does not become cool is when there's over 10 posts just getting it was a crash out for sure, buddy. It was a crash out for sure. I'm glad you love SpongeBob, and trust me, if there was something that I love so much and I'm like, you guys hate it, no, I would be crashing out too. But it got to a point where you were just starting to harass other people in the subreddit. It was not becoming a fun environment. I know it's chaos, my subreddit, it's nowhere near perfect, but I at least like to keep it a positive, fun space. So while anybody is always welcome to be like, I thought Avatar was actually a 10 out of 10. I don't know why Chris didn't like it as much. Always fine. Always fine. But then when he's like 10 posts about it, I'm like, buddy, let's take a step back. Let's take a step back. Thoughts on canceled Hole's Disney Plus show? I saw the funniest joke about that. Because you know what them headlines would have been. Female holes. Disney Plus. I never really rang to me until you say it out loud. I had heard for a while they were trying to make a holes show, but with an all-female cast, which honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea. If I'm being honest with you, I know we got to get all mad about, I was about to say, fool, dude, dodged the bullet there. I was literally about to search up female holes like that was a perfectly okay thing to do. That would not have been okay. That would have, ooh, dude, that search result would have been Chris, along with AI trailer channels, has been banned off YouTube. But the reason I think it actually works is because Stanley Ipkiss, this Holes movie, which I loved it. I still love this movie as a kid. I think it's a great movie. Really enjoy it and all that. It's like one of those movies I didn't understand as a kid because of all the flashbacks and connections. I was like, what does this lady have to do with the kid digging holes? Where'd that treasure come? Why is his name? Is he David Copperfield? Is that a magic trick I missed? How were they eating onions that tasted sweet? Onions make me. There's a lot I didn't get to understand when I was like 7 watching the movie going, it's kind of cool. But the reason I think it works is because he was in an all-boys institution, because that's the way it is whenever you're in a juvenile detention. You separate them by gender, just like in prison. The boys over here and the girls over here. So I don't think it's that crazy to be like, okay, let's see what that story would be like at a female juvenile. Now, my issue would have been if it's just so redundant. If it was just the girls digging holes again, which, again, just saying that out loud. Female holes reboot at Disney Plus. Somebody in that meeting didn't think it through, and then they just said no. But so if there was just like the exact same type of story, I wouldn't have liked that. But if it's something else as interesting, sure, I would have been open to see it. But so far, what I've seen Disney Plus do with these properties, and I'm not even talking about the way they've handled Star Wars or Disney Plus, completely different. Aside from anything IP driven, there just isn't anything on Disney Plus that would genuinely make me go like, oh, let's check that out. I want to watch that. And so this over here, I felt just would have felt like a lazy cash grab in on the name. Would have been open to it. But yeah, it being not happening, totally fine. Totally fine. Are you excited for Doomsday next year? Buddy, of course I'm excited for Doomsday next year. And you don't have to keep spamming it, buddy. Let's give you a 10-minute timeout, buddy. Yeah. I'm excited, buddy. I'm excited. All right. Let's go. All right. How would you rank James Cameron's filmography? Oh, dang. Well, that's a big filmography. Let me tell you there. I'll give you a top 5 because I don't want to give away my I already said my Avatar ranking, didn't I? All right. Let's see if I can do this really quick. James Cameron movies. Let's get them all out, buddy. All right. Should I start from the top or go from the bottom? There is still a couple I need to see. Don't be mad at me. Okay. Funny enough, I don't even know if I've seen Piranha 2. I have not seen Aliens of the Deep. I still need to see Abyss, believe it or not. I know that movie's great, and look, it's on Disney Plus, so I can watch it tonight. For some reason, that's just one of those James Cameron movies I didn't even know existed. So I'd never seen Abyss. Done that. Ghost of the Abyss, neither. I think this is a documentary, right, when he got like really into the water. So I think number 1, Terminator 2, obviously. Then I'm gonna go Titanic. I love Titanic, dude. But almost every 5 years when they re-release it, I go to theaters to watch it because I love that movie. But it is the kind of movie I only watch once every 5 years because if you watch it too much, I think it loses its magic. But I remember I even went back to watch the re-release of Titanic when it was in 3D. That came out like in 2012 or something like that. I don't know why I was like, oh, Titanic in 3D? Yes, but I went and I loved it. It's Titanic. Then I'd go Terminator. I just love the Terminator franchise so much. I wish we could get back to those high notes of those first 2 movies, but we're not. Then I'm going to go, I like True Lies, but Aliens there. Then I'm going to go True Lies. Enjoy True Lies. Then I'll go Way of Water. Then I'll go Fire and Ash. and then the first Avatar. As far as James Cameron movies I've seen, that's how I'll be. That's how I'll be. Oh my goodness. Why is someone said, please time me out, Chris? What is this? Is this a fetish thing, buddy? You like to be punished? Bad boy, time out. There you go. I hope that fulfilled your day. All right, thoughts on Jane Campion's theory of 3 Avenger movies. What was his theory? I've been so busy lately, I genuinely don't even know. I'll look into it. I don't know what his theory is of the 3 Avenger movies. And don't we only have 2 right now? Doomsday and Secret Wars? Is he saying like it's going to be split up into 2? Huh. I genuinely haven't seen lately. Best YouTuber, when will you come to H-Town? I go to Houston sometimes, but it's admittedly a place is scary. I have a sister-in-law that lived in Houston. Car broken into 3 times. Yeah, place is a little scary sometimes. But I think sometimes they have some cool conventions down there. So yeah. That Doomsday is going to be 2 parts. I don't mind that theory then. That was his theory, that it's just going to be split up. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, feels like a fair assessment. Secret Wars feels like such a huge movie. That feels like a movie that should be split up. I just wonder then if it will still be like a split up story, or like they did with Infinity War and Endgame, where they're like, we didn't go with Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2 because they feel like 2 separate movies. And that is true. Infinity War and Endgame, although they're largely connected and based off one of each other, they feel like very different movies. Have you seen the new Odyssey? No, I get to see it tomorrow though. Like I said, I got tickets to go see Avatar with Fred, so I'm gonna see the Odyssey prologue then. Any Christmas plans, Papa Chu? Well, since Mexican, we celebrate Christmas on the 24th at night. That's how we do it. So it's funny growing up in the Mexican household, and on the 25th, you actually just kind of don't do anything. Like, you had Christmas on the 24th that night, opening all the presents, doing all your prayers, all that stuff, handing out stuff. And on the 25th, just kind of a chill day. Just wake up, have a little breakfast. Honestly, watch whatever movie we rented from Blockbuster, which was always nice. It was always kind of like just a chill day, Christmas. But that's usually how it goes. And with my lady's family and my family, it's a lot of bouncing around. It's a lot of, okay, 30 minutes at my house. Okay, 40 minutes at yours. Okay, take a break here. Now we go to this side of the family. But I already told her, so since, like I said, on 24th, we mainly do it. 25, we're leaving that open. But then again, they're probably going to pull the same crap where Stranger Things coming out Thanksgiving. Actually, the day before Thanksgiving. So probably the same BS will happen for this one, is releasing Christmas Day. Actually, 7 o'clock on the 24th. That's not Christmas Day, Netflix. You're hoeing me. Actually release it Christmas morning, where I will be completely free to watch those Stranger Things episodes and make the content. I'm going to call Mr. Netflix tonight. Here we go. It's it. You seen? Oh, dude, yes. I don't know if they're real though. It sounds awesome. Okay, if you guys haven't seen, there's been these Spirit Halloween leaks for animatronics next year. Let me see if I can find an actual like Reddit page of it, because it's more. And dude, the spooky mama said I already have to start planning it if these are real. Okay, so one of them was supposedly this Freddy Fazbear. And you know what? Dude, if they eventually make the whole lineup, dude, I will replace that couch I have there and I will turn it into a Freddy Fazbear stage, and that'll be the permanent part of the set, because that would be so awesome, right? Just have them constantly always there. This would be awesome. But there are some of the movements that give me pause on whether it is real. Because I know them Spirit Halloween animatronics, and I know most animatronics. They are not that good. The movements this thing has look a little too good to be true. Look at these movements. So, like, arms up, to the side, go up, wave around. And is also shaking back and forth. No. These animatronics do not move that way. I, unfortunately, am going to call BS and say this one isn't real. And I remember the same thing happened last year with Springtrap. There was a Springtrap leak for Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was not real. Um, and so I'm thinking maybe that same person is having a laugh now, but these would be awesome. Some of these are like, dude, a xenomorph they're coming out with. Woo-hoo-hoo. And this one doesn't even look like the photo. This looks completely different than what we just saw. Like so much browner. The arms are so much longer. I don't think it's real. So as much as like I would have been like, dude, no way. That's awesome. I'm thinking it's not real. Some of these other ones maybe might be real, but just seeing these movements and knowing how limited a lot of the animatronics that you buy, because I know you'd like to think, especially right now, if you're like a 9, 10-year-old going, no, Chris, that's just how advanced, because it's actual animatronics. They put love. Nah, these animatronics, this is the most they do. They're not going. No, that they don't do all that. So that's kind of what gave it away to me. I was like, I don't think that's real. It'd be awesome though. It would be awesome. Now, there were some other ones. Let me see if I can find them. Leak. Oh, post was removed by moderator. Let's see. Come on, don't give me all. Was it just this one? We got that one. Was there more? Come on. I know there was so many more. Spirit Halloween lineup. I saw like a whole TikTok and like they were showing off a lot of cool things. Because they also had a goat. See, there was this ghost face one also. With this one, like I kind of sort of believe, because that one does look like that's crap. I don't want to be crappy because you put it in work, but that looks about as cheap as like the animatronics would look, just like that silly little pose. And there is a shot in the Scream 7 trailer where Ghostface gets shot on the chest through that scene where she's like, oh, to your left through the door. I'm like, so I kind of believe that. Let me see if I can find the actual TikTok on it, because there was other ones in there. Oh, it's removed by the moderator. Was there more photos? Anybody? Anybody, please? If not, maybe one of y'all will link me. But there was also, I think there was a Jason's Universe one, which I also believe. I mean, they've been in the business of just now trying to milk the Jason brand and get all that money. So I 100% believe by next year, Spirit Halloween is going to have a Jason Universe one, and it'll be of the design that we have Jason in now. So some of those I did believe, and it felt like they were just also adding in a couple of fake ones to throw people off. But that's crap. Sorry. Refresh 3C page. I left you something. Okay, maybe it's there. All right, let's see. Don't let me down, homies. Don't let me down. Full version. Okay, so it's here. Oh. Well, this isn't animatronic leaks. That's scary. That's Mario from Temu. I got the Mario animatronic from Temu. Well, thank you for that, buddy. I greatly appreciate all that. Good stuff. All right, let's see what else we have. 3C, say hi, Brad. Hi, Brad. How you doing, Brad? All good, Brad? Brad, stop. Good. What's your favorite horror short film? Oh, horror short film. I don't spend too much time watching short films. I don't know what it is. I never got really into that, although I should to start learning what some people do. But I mean, I remember the one. I guess the only short films I end up watching are the ones that get turned into movies, because I'd like to see what was like so impressive about this short film that someone in Hollywood was like, "Hey, would you like a job?" So like I have seen like the David F. Sandberg one where he did the Lights Out one. That one actually did give me a jump scare when I saw that one. I was like, oh, okay, that freaked me out. That one was pretty effective, but have not seen a lot. Someone said there's lag. Oh no, my bad, guys. About to go to work today. Just want to say hi. Well, hi. Good to see you. Hope you have fun at work. I must know, favorite horror Funko Pop. It's a toss up. It's two of them. It's either this one. It's either, because I love that poster from Child's Play 2. I just think that's such a great one recreation of it. I like the detail on it. So it's either that one or Freddy with the syringe fingers. This would be an automatic win if they gave him the hat. He doesn't have. I don't know why they didn't give him the hat. I don't know why they didn't make more Freddy Funkos. Must be a licensing issue with the brand or whatnot. But this, I love it. And Freddy has had so many awesome costumes and transformations in his movies. It sucks that there's really only 2 Funko Pops of him, regular and that syringe one. But those are my 2 favorite. Day 42069 of asking you to come back home, Papa. It doesn't take that long to get milk. It's probably spoiled by now. We miss you. I'm looking for the organic kind, Timmy. And you tell your mother when she gets Troy out of the house, then I think about coming back. Jimmy Pickles 420 say, yo, Chris, you should use Fire Force Base on soundboard. What is Fire Force Base? Let me just listen to what that sounds like. Fire Force Base. That does sound pretty good. That'd be like a good ender for a roast. I'll keep that in mind, Jimmy. Thank you. We have here Procrastinator says, if you have not actually watched the Plankton movie, I highly recommend it. It's very sweet dive into the history of Plankton and Karen. It's one of the best things since the first movie. Deserved to be one in theaters. I did skip it after the Sandy Cheeks movie. I didn't even bother with it, but that's actually really nice to hear. Might actually give that a watch now then. Thank you. Would you like Sam being GF? Would you like Sam being Ghost? I was about to say being a girlfriend, being Ghostface in Scream 7 as Skeet revealed. Again, it depends on the context. I think, yes, they were definitely building towards Sam having this darker half, this side where she is using her violence, but I don't think they would have made her a full-on bad guy. I think there's a whole lot of context we're not getting where she just would have became Ghostface in the sense that she's hunting someone bad down, someone that deserves it, but she's just disguising it all as Ghostface. I doubt she was going to be like going after her sister, going after the twins, going after Sydney. Like if they did that, it would make no sense. It wouldn't. I get that she has the killer instinct, but killer instinct doesn't just mean I kill everybody. No. So it would have been nice to see what the context of that would have been. On all social platforms for popcorn buckets. Cornucopia. You guys heard him. Cornucopia for all social popcorn buckets. Jonathan says, Chris, I'm going to be watching this stream until 9:30. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot they're fighting tonight. So, no, we're not staying up that long. Because, is that when they're fighting too? Y'all let me know when they're about to go fight because I do want to watch that. Jake Paul fight starts. We all know bro is about to get beaten up by an actual boxer. Are they? I don't keep up with like the behind the scenes and news of it all. I barely know who the guy he's fighting is. But my dad called me, who's actually really into boxing. My dad like is so into boxing. He's got like all the boxing, there's like streaming platforms that are Netflix for boxing, and he's subscribed to all those. And he was telling me, which you guys gotta let me know if it's true or not, because I love my dad, but sometimes he'd be falling for that Facebook news. Where he was saying Jake Paul has a clause in this contract where he told the guy he's not allowed to use his full force when fighting him. And I'm like, that don't sound right. That feels like it defeats the purpose. Interesting. But I mean, sometimes there's like, I think like, 'cause I think for the low, what was it? The Jake Paul and the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, I do believe there was a clause in there where Jake Paul wasn't allowed to like put Tyson on the floor. I believe that. I totally believe like, because at the end, Jake could have easily have knocked that guy out. Like at the end, Tyson was tired. Unfortunately, age, like everybody gets to us. So it's not even, of course, in his prime, Tyson would take out him in like a second. But at that age, yeah, and I think it was just very carrying him. So, like, I do feel like in that, I could see a clause in there being like, hey, you're not allowed to humiliate him. You're like, if you're going to beat him, you beat him, but don't be trying to murder this guy. He's still an old man, right? So, yeah, sounds like a Jake Paul request or something. Like, okay, Jake Paul would do that, to be honest. We'll see. So, yeah, I don't know. He was telling me something about that, but I didn't know whether to believe it or not because I don't get into all that. Let's see here. Do you think Epstein will make an impact on the Michael movie. Yeah, I won't get too much into this because I haven't even done my full research. I'm dependent on other journalists to give me the full rundown on that. What he's talking about is now they've been releasing parts of the list, and I didn't get to look too into it, but I did see there was one photo of Michael with Epstein, and it's like, and again, we don't have the context. We don't know it all. I love Michael Jackson as his music. I'm very excited for that movie, but we don't know how it'll all affect it. We'll wait and see. To me, it still feels like people are going to believe what they want to believe. So it's almost like with aliens, you know? They could show you aliens are real. People who didn't believe them are going to think it's fake and it's a hoax. People who do believe them go, see, told you. And everybody still goes about their lives. I feel like maybe that'll be how it goes. Did you hear that Soulmate doesn't have a release date? Universal is looking to sell. Buddy, you don't watch the channel? Buddy, I just caught you right here. Mods, obliterate his family. Send me his mom's number, and we're going to get tacos at El Pollo Loco. Because, yes, buddy, you know how I heard it? I heard it because your boy made a clippity-clip about it. All right? Now, Lance, unfortunately, you're dead to me now. You mean nothing to me. I hope when you go to bed tonight and you look up in the sky in the ceiling and you sent this super chat in and then I made you stand up in front of the whole class, you just think, I'm just kidding, Len. No, you're probably talking about the update because like when I made this, they had not officially said it. Like ever since I made this video, there's been more updates because here I was talking about rumors. At this point, it was only a rumor that the movie was bad, that it wasn't good, that Universal had no faith in it. And then like a week after I made this video, the news became official. So that's probably what you're talking about, Lance. I'm just joking around with you, buddy. But yeah, the news is now official. Like Universal removed it from the calendar. They are like, we don't believe in this movie. They're trying to sell it to somebody else who wants it. So it's a movie that could end up on Shudder. It's a movie that could end up on Netflix. But I think when you have headlines like that, when you've admitted, hey, we don't believe in this, who wants this garbage? You? 2 million? 3 million? 5 million? No? Anybody? It does suck. It does suck. I love you, Lance. I'm just joking, buddy. What's your favorite Rob Reiner film? Oh, man. That was also a sad passing. A situation also where I hated the way media had turned his death. As far as his filmography went, I did not know how many Rob Reiner movies I knew because I'll be honest, like I heard of the guy, but it was never somebody that I was like, oh, yeah, of course, because I you know, A Few Good Men, awesome, Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally, Misery. Believe it or not, I'm leaning towards Misery. I have not seen The Princess Bride in forever, but I know people absolutely love that one. To me, it's probably Sleep in Seattle too. I'm gonna go Misery. But I need to watch Princess Bride in my adulthood because so many people quote that one and just absolutely love that one. And I was like, dang, I don't remember loving it that much as a kid. Maybe I saw it too young and I just was like, what happened? Is it true She-Hulk won't return? Damn, that's supposedly what's going around. I got it. Whoever doesn't return though in Doomsday is for sure coming in Secret Wars. I know She-Hulk had her thing where like people don't like her and all that, and maybe it's probably just not happening now, especially after like the actress did go like cancel your Disney Plus. I could see the studio being like, okay, you think cancel our stuff, so we cancel you. You're not part of our movies anymore. Goodbye. They can do that, you know, it's their company. But I still think She-Hulk is also definitely one of those characters where maybe given their own solo time, which her show should have been unbelievably successful. I think the route they went with that, so butched the way they went with that. Even though I found it entertaining, and I don't think it's as bad as some people exaggerate with it. The way the show could have been such a lousy attempt. But I think She-Hulk is definitely one of those characters that would be so loved as a side character. In the same way Deadpool is almost loved as a side character, not even for their fourth wall breaking, but she's the type of character that adds fun levity, fun humor, is someone that off to the side is an enjoyable part, but then it is that problem of when then you make that side character the full focus, well then you really got to step up to fill in their shortcomings. And yeah, I didn't hate the show. Some people said disagree. I liked it. Yeah, I was actually one of the more people that I was like, I think it was fine. It was not perfect, and they definitely focused way too much on being like, "Ha, we women, haha, we cool," and that makes you mad. It's like, okay, what about us who already like and don't think about all that? Could we like, could we just get a fun story, some fourth wall breaking, more of that Daredevil stuff? Like the show should have easily just been every episode her having to represent some low level nobody villain, moment where she has to fight people and all that. It could have been so cool. Love the Daredevil episode though. TikTok put 18 plus on my reaction trailers. What to do? There's not much you can do. That's up to TikTok. I will tell you, TikTok is stricter. So it's funny what different platforms are. I know some of y'all might not care, but if you're a content creator, YouTube is stricter on copyright. So music, trailers, movies, YouTube will instantly adios. That's why sometimes you only see me play 5 seconds of something and all that, because that's like the limit. Like sometimes after the 5 second mark, that's when YouTube's automatic system gets you. On TikTok, bro, you could watch a whole movie on TikTok. You'd have to watch it in like 20 parts, but you could watch a whole. And I've watched a good amount of a movie on TikTok. Unfortunately, there'll be times it's like Twilight Part 1, and I'm like, that's so dumb. Let me go to Part 2. Part 3. And next thing you know, I'm watching half of Twilight while I'm on the toilet, and I'm like, what? And so with music and video clips, so much easier. Like honestly, trailer reactions on TikTok are so much more worth it than on YouTube. Because on YouTube, 90% of the time they get copyright, but on TikTok they don't. So, anyways, there's that. But on the flip side of that, YouTube is a little bit more lenient on violence, blood, kills and all that. TikTok has like a 0 tolerance on violence. Like you show an ounce of blood, oh, you're probably going to be hit. I remember even just fire in the background used to. It's gotten slightly better, especially with like the Pennywise segments, but you'll see people have to censor it because that's where they get stricter. So you probably showed some content that they considered graphic, and they're way more sensitive to that than YouTube is. Not much you can do though, because once they flag it, they just flag it, man. That's just kind of how it goes. Unless it's animated, you're right. If it's animated blood, you're good to go. They don't care. If it's animated violence, it's fine. But if it's realistic, like if I tried to show a kill scene from a Chucky movie, oh, they're taking that down. They're taking that down. A good way to sometimes get around that, though, is put the scene in black and white. That's been a thing that sometimes works. So, like, if I show off a thing from Terrifier, if I put the scene in black and white, they kind of just let it go. Tomorrow, I'm doing a double feature of Avatar and SpongeBob. Ooh, dude, a double feature when your first movie is Avatar, that's going to be a long day, dude. I love the movie theaters, and there were times where I'd watch, like, I think there was once I watched 3 movies from, like, beginning of the day, middle of the day, and then towards the end of the day. I did do 3 movies at once, but nowadays, man, I'm hitting that angst. I'm getting into that like, you know how your dad would eventually hit that age? Are you excited to watch a movie with him? You turn around, he's... And then your dad has to wake up at 6 in the morning the next day to finish the movie. I just wanted to finish Endgame before I get to work, Tom. Hey, I'll have cereal with you, son. No, you're taking the bus. I told you you're taking the bus. I have to finish Endgame. He's this kid ungrateful. You know? My dad got it to that point eventually, I remember. He was always focused on movies, but then he became the guy who had to watch the movie in parts. He could only sit through half of it, falls asleep. Next day finishes the movie. We all headed there. Missing stream tonight. Seen Avatar 3 halfway in, and I'm freaking loving it. Awesome, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I still liked it a lot. I just wish I loved it the way I did Way of Water. Has Pennywise earned his spot in the GOAT conversations of horror icons? His comedy range, baiting, and diversity. I mean, he earned his spot when his movie became the highest grossing R-rated horror movie. Pennywise holds that title, and he's going to for a long time. I think that was also a perfect formula of everything that was going on at the time. I would love to know whether Warner Brothers was behind it or not. But I still think to this day, one of the reasons that first It movie got to that status, because let's see how far they are from the rest of the competition. R-rated horror movie box office. Let's see here. Let's see how far they are from everybody else. Warner Brothers, Conjuring. No, where is it? Worldwide. This is just a Conjuring though. Reopens. I'm not trying to do reopens. Highest grossing R-rated, highest grossing R-rated. But is this like the definitive list or is this okay? But they don't give me the numbers. I want the numbers, man. Let me just look until I can find the numbers, guys. 1 second. All domestic. Okay, here we go. This is probably it. We's gonna get it. We's gonna get it. Okay, here we go. Wow, dude, Sinners came up. But okay, look. Number, I thought I hit a Billy, but still 700. And then look at second place. That's a large gap in between first place and second place. That's a pretty big gap. That's a over 300 million gap. It's pretty huge. And Pennywise did that, and I think one of the reasons was because of all the clown sightings that was happening in 2016. 2016, I'm telling you, I think Warner Brothers had a promotion where they were like, hey, let's just do some kind of viral marketing where we have little clowns and say there's clown sightings. And they did that. But then other people jumped on the trend and then took it way too far. People were actually trying to break into people's homes, businesses, scaring people, actually hurting some people. Warner Brothers could not come out and go, yeah, we started that. Sorry, we didn't know it'd take off and go crazy like that. So they had to ignore the whole thing. But I'm telling you, what a great marketing trend they did that just went too far. And then that was the perfect thing to get everyone to go watch it when it came out. But I mean, to me, Pennywise has earned that title when his movie got to this spot. Sinners, then number 2, The Exorcist, chapter 2, The Other. I don't even remember The Other. What is The Others? I feel like that's that. I think I can picture the poster, but the movie itself is, yeah, I picture this poster all the time. I don't remember watching this movie. I got to recheck it out. Get Out and all that. See, it's just interesting. It's interesting what the top 10 is. But yeah, I think he earned it once he became the highest grossing movie. All right. Hey, Chris, hope you're doing well this holiday season. Was wondering, what are your thoughts on James Gunn saying Batman has gotten boring? My main thoughts is, why is Geek and Gaggers trying to bring up something that's old news? Yeah, that was something that was going around. I don't know why people brought that up, because it's a statement James Gunn made back in June or July. But then for some reason, them goofballs over there brought it back up like it's a new piece of news, and then everybody just started recirculating. But he didn't call Batman boring. It's something taken out of context, twisting his words around. He just said, if you keep doing the same stuff over and over with how saturated Batman is, he's going to get boring. And that's all he said. He didn't say Batman is boring. He just said if we don't keep trying to reinvent Batman, improve on him, he's going to get boring. And he just doesn't want to do that with his Batman. And so I agree with him. I don't think what he said is wrong. That's what he said. Batman has a reason for existing, right? So Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character in all of Warner Bros., which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU, and a need that he's not exactly the same as Matt Reeves' Batman. But yeah, he's not campy Batman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny campy Batman, really. So we're dealing with that. Every single Batman story has told. It seems like half the comics have come out, DC in the past 30 years. He's the most famous superhero in the world and the most popular superhero in the world, and people love him because he's interesting. But also, having so much of him out there can also make him boring. So how do you create that property that's so fun to watch? And I mean, yeah, it's true. Think about even actors. Pedro Pascal shows up in one too many movies, and then everybody hates Pedro Pascal, right? McKenna Grace, unfortunately, is about to get that same treatment because she's showing up in a bunch of movies lately, and I already started to see the comments. Why is McKenna Grace in everything? Zendaya, unfortunately, is going to get that next year because she's going to be in Dune. She's going to be in Spider-Man. She's going to be in so many other projects. It's Euphoria season 3. Why is Zendaya everywhere? Why she got to be in everything? When there's too much of something, people all of a sudden got a problem with it. And Batman, out of everybody, has the problem. I mean, right now, as hyped as I would be that they announced new Batman Arkham game, or even like Lego Batman, immediately, where's the Flash game? Where's the Superman game? I'd love a Green Lantern game. Batman be getting sometimes too much love that I think it does oversaturate and bore the character. And even right now, let's say we finished the Matt Reeves Batman trilogy. If they announce another one, I don't want it to be another serious, grounded Batman. Matt Reeves has earned me. But whenever I found out Matt Reeves was going with the serious, grounded, realistic Batman again, I did roll my eyes. I did go, oh, here we go again. Like, Nolan already did a great version of that. And then, wouldn't you know, he also came out one, and it's my favorite Batman movie now. But it's also, if we reboot him again, and it's again a serious, realistic take on Batman, let's mix it up, man. Let's try actually taking the crazy fantastical side seriously, which I think is a thing you can do, and grounding it in that reality. So yeah, that's what I think James Gunn is just getting at. It's just we got to find a way to do the crazier side of Batman, but without it being campy, without it being funny and silly. Finding a way to make kind of like the Nolan, the Matt Reeves tone, but with a Batman that can fight. Killer Croc, a Clayface who shapeshifts, a Man Bat, those type of characters. And I agree with them. All right, let's see here. Do you think I would love a Batman Beyond movie? Hopefully someday we get that, man. Hopefully someday we get that. Do you think Sadie Sink's character can use power of illusion and is using them on Peter, thinking he has organic webbing? Now that would be interesting. I'd be curious how that works though, because Spider-Man jumps off a building and goes, wee! Catch us next time for Spider-Man Far From Funeral. So, that'd be interesting. If that, I definitely think Sadie Sink, whoever her character is, has to have some sort of mind ability. Because if not, what in the movie made Spider-Man trust Sadie Sink's character so much that he not only told her about MJ, Ned, the friends he lost, but the Doctor Strange spell as well? Doesn't feel like that's something Spider-Man should just be telling anybody and anyone, right? So it's like she has to have gotten that information somehow. So she's either a being outside of our world that has knowledge of other information, or she's reading Peter Parker's mind and taking his information from him, So I'm curious to see how she learns that. The Labubu popcorn bucket should be the blind box they come in. Hey, that's actually not a bad idea. I like that, Ginger Beanie. That's cool. I for real love your videos, man. I hope that everything is going well, Legend. Hey, it means a lot to hear you say that. Thank you so much for that, buddy. How do you feel about Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter slowly becoming a killer in Scream 7? Skeet Ulrich did reveal this in an interview. Yeah, I just talked about it. Someone else just asked it. Might have actually been you. It all depends on the context. As I said, if she just became a killer where she was just going after her sister, the twins, and all the characters we knew from the last two movies, stupid, dumb, wouldn't make any sense. But if she's becoming a killer to go after someone else bad and just using the Ghostface persona to be able to get away with it, I'd be an interesting concept for a Ghostface movie, a Scream movie. I think, like I said, we're just missing a lot of it. I don't think it's as simple as she becomes Ghostface, so she's bad now. I think there's more to it. Bro, your channel brings me joy, the dedication to things like wearing costumes and creating quality entertainment content. Keep up the outstanding work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Christopher Jones. Eli says, notice a lot of rude people in the chat today. Just want to say, I hope that the BS doesn't get to you. Your hard work and entertainment is appreciated. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I think it's coming with the territory. I'm getting to a spot where I'm unfortunately getting bigger than I ever thought I would on either platform. Over 700,000 subscribers here, 1 million on TikTok. I mean, just even my most recent TikToks, like, it's crazy how often I'm hitting 1 million views. That's a lot of eyeballs. I never thought I'd have this many people. I just always thought I'd have like the tiny little niche channel and I'd always be the little guy. But now I'm like so big, I don't even know what to do. I'm just like, oh. And so with that, it also comes a lot of people going, who the heck is this guy? Why do you watch him? He's cringe. Gets to me a little bit, but I have you guys who stay and watch, and I appreciate y'all so much. Procrastinator says, I left the wedding to see the Dora movie because she was my crush and I was 14, so I couldn't go in an Uber alone, so I had to convince my mom to go with me, and I wonder if she knew that I was actually really excited for the and that I wasn't really. Yeah, I wonder what your mom was thinking. Like, he just loves Dora. Hope he grows out of this, man. High school's gonna be tough for him. Little does she know it's gonna be tough for different reasons. Midnight Work Shift says, just watch Fire and Ash. As a fan, I call it a beautiful mess. Pointless, repetitive elements. Basically, a more polished version of Wayward. I agree. I think I was just really hoping the way they treated the water people in correlation to the fire people, where Way of Water was all about learning the water tribe, their creatures, their way of life, and everything. I was hoping in a way that's what Ash was, and then we'd learn all about the Ash people. We'd get a lot of them. We'd get an idea much more of their culture, not just little lines here and there, flashbacks, how they live, if there's more of them, how they plan to spread. Um, but it wasn't that. It was like a little bit of that, but a lot more back of Way of Water stuff. But like I said, still good. I just wanted to kind of blow me away the way of Water did, but still good. And like I said, they make part 4. I am going to be there. Oh, thank you so much for the Australian flag. Oh, and matey, I believe that's the Australian flag. In Romania, it's 4 a.m. when you start. Love you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got to try and do maybe earlier streams for my other viewers. I love you, 3C guy. P.S. We should be together too. That type of shit don't make us not want to be together. I really think you and your girl need each other. Or maybe you just need to tweet it better. I seen this shit crazy on the news the other week ago. Some dude was crazy and took his Doom bucket into the room and gooned. Oh damn, it was you. Damn. I love Stan. Chris, you should drop an album. Nah, man. Timmy's doing all that. Timothy Chalamet, he just dropped a rap song. You guys heard it? It's rapping for sure. It's better. It's better than whatever I would have done. Who could play these 3 Jim Carrey roles in today's time? Okay, I like this question. The Mask, The Grinch, and Ace Ventura. Love the work. Your videos have helped me laugh again. Okay. I think for the sake of this, I'm not going to pick any comedians of that time. So I'm not going to pick any Will Ferrells, no Adam Sandlers, no who else? No David Spades, anybody in Grown Ups. I'm going to try to keep it with modern comedians up to date, right? Okay. Who would have the range to do this? Okay. You know what? I'm going to say Ben Schwartz for Pet Detective. I think Ben Schwartz could probably pull off that energy. And you know what? I was thinking about this the other day, believe it or not. I literally was. I love Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And it sucks that we'll probably never get another Jim Carrey Ace Ventura. But I definitely think we should try the Ace Ventura franchise. I think it should definitely get a reboot. Because that concept in itself is just a great, funny idea for a comedy. A guy whose job is to be a detective, but for pet crimes. How is that not interesting? How is that not something you want to watch? Think about the endless possibilities and ideas you could have. They're just a guy who is just so knowledgeable, has this like whisper quality and being able to communicate, not like Dr. Dolittle, but has like a way of being, friendly with animals and all that. Let's say a chimpanzee gets abducted and he has to find the chimp, right? Or someone's poisoning the water supply and he has to stop this company because it's affecting the fish. I don't know, right? I think the idea of a pet detective, we should have like 5 or 6 of these. I think Ben Schwartz could probably pull off the Ace Ventura vibes. I could see it there. So I'm gonna go Ben Schwartz here for Pet Detective. Now, the Grinch and the Mask. Those are tough ones, man. That's a lot of range and a lot of dedication into the roles. The Mask one, some people saying Chris Pratt, Jack Black. I don't know, buddy. I think you got to go further with that. Bill Skarsgård has definitely got the creepy vibes, but I don't know if he's got the humor. Hey, boy, you spam Aquafina one more time, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. All right, we're not doing this. No one is doing the Mask. Yeah, if you do the Bill Hader, actually would be a great. You know what? That right there, Bill Hader as Grinch, honestly, probably would kill it. I actually think Bill Hader has a good tone for the Grinch. Way better than Cat in the Hat. I don't think he was the right choice to voice Cat in the Hat. If anything, his Cat in the Hat on SNL is probably a better audition for the Grinch. I think you guys are right. He's got kind of that monotone, vibrating voice where he could do a version of the Grinch and probably be really good at it. And I think Bill Hader is hilarious. I can't tell you how many times on YouTube I'll get recommended like a Bill Hader interview thing, and he's good. He's so good at impressions, so he could probably come up with a really great voice for the Grinch. I'm gonna say Bill Hader for the Grinch. Now, The Mask is the one I'm having the most trouble with. I'm like trying to think like through the people I know. Like, I just nobody. There's no like what's his name? Oh, dude, the guy that was fired from SNL, but he's like really funny now. What's his name? What Shane Gillis? Like, I can't picture Shane Gillis doing Mask or anything like that. I can't picture who's that one guy that like they recently made fun of on SNL where he's like, "You ever been to a party and they got a coat check? Why you trying to check my coat? It's a coat. If I put it on, it's because it's cold outside." What's what's that guy that was my best impression, but I couldn't do it. Come on, chat. Somebody tell me you're cultured. Nobody knew. That's how bad my impression is that nobody knew. I hate y'all. I forget the guy's name. Jeremy Johns. Okay, now we're just making up. So there we go. Thank you, Sebastian. There we go. I don't know. I feel like he has like the crazy because of how physical he is on set. But I just know at the end of the day, he would not come anywhere near what Jim Carrey did with The Mask. It would unfortunately be another Jamie Kennedy, Son of the Mask, which, hey, I'm a defender of Son of the Mask. It's nowhere near as good as Jim Carrey's, but it was a pretty funny one. I still enjoyed it. So if I just had to pick anybody, let me just pick one more time of modern comedians. Like Seth Rogen wouldn't be able to do it. I couldn't see like what's the other one? The other Seth. No, it's not even Seth. Jonah Hill, but he looks like Seth Rogen to me. There's nobody I could see. Aziz Ansari. Aziz would be so weird as like The Mask. Hello, I'm The Mask. Ah. Dave Chappelle, no. Funny guy, but no. That's just that's it, guys. There's nobody. John Mulaney, maybe, but it'd be a totally different one. Nah, I'm just calling it. No one can do it. No one can do it. Everybody else, though. Everybody else is. I think we got it. You know what? Kevin Hart is The Mask. How you gonna give me powers, but you can't give me a few inches? What up with that? That was a terrible Kevin Hart. Oh, just cut. Hey, Chris, no. Hey, Jill, no. Good stuff. Someone said, okay, buddy. 3C lore on the worst copy strike you've ever gotten. It was probably the time I leaked. There was because that one I got a direct email from Marvel, and that's like never happens. That's when I knew I effed up. It was the day before, or like a couple days before Comic-Con, where Kevin Feige, he's never done this either, where he like announced movies in Phase 4 and then movies in Phase 5. He's never done that. Never did that. But it was because that same week, someone found out that Marvel's lawyer had sent in copyrights for these certain names. And it was like the names for the next like 10, 15 Marvel projects. It was insane. A lot of them have not happened yet. It was like, we got the title for the Shang-Chi movie. I was like Shang-Chi and the Wreckage of Time. We got the Kang Dynasty. We got Avengers Secret Wars. There was no Doomsday. The idea of Doomsday didn't exist yet, so it wasn't on there. We had there were some other movies in there, but it was a lot. And it basically gave you a clear idea of what they were going to do. And so I made a video because I was like, oh, did this just leak? Video is doing great, getting tons of views. 3 hours in, I get an email, and it was like directly Marvel. And they were just like, hey, we need you to take this video down or we're going to have to blacklist you from any screenings. And I was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, if you would still like the privilege to be able to attend those screenings, we'd like your respect on this as a member of the press. I was like, since I am a press member, I should have some journalistic integrity. And so they asked me to take it down. And then the next day they announced Secret Wars and all that stuff. So Yeah, but that was probably the worst one. It wasn't even an actual copyright strike on my channel. It was just like a direct email them going, "Don't do it, Chris." I was like, "Okay." I believe it. My coworker went just for Doomsday trailer and was disappointed. He's a big Marvel fan too. Dang. See, so some people it's because it's just a weird one to like make that the big trailer. It's like an interesting reveal, but it feels something much more of like a post credit scene or something tagged along at the end of something. It doesn't feel like a hey, you gotta watch this, you know? RIP Rob Reiner was not a fan of whose comments on the death. Yeah, that was just awful to do that in that moment. I'm not just concerned for what comes after Doomsday Secret Wars because it doesn't exactly inspire confidence that they couldn't hold out without RDJ and Evans for more than 5 years. But honestly, I prefer it. If they're going to still rely on the nostalgia bay and member berries and things like that, then do it before the reboot. Get it all out of your system of like Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, Robert Downey Jr., Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider. Get all that out of your system. And then once Secret Wars happens and we move on, let's no more. No more going back of you remember this? You remember the Hulk from 2008? Yeah, our movie in 2025 is going to be a sequel to that. And it's a Captain America movie. The Hulk not in it. That'll be $12 a ticket. Huh? No. Like why did you do that? So yes, but I'm fine. Secret Wars, they could just move on to whoever they cast as the new X-Men, the new Wolverine, the new Cyclops, focus on the mutant saga, and just rely on original stories, new ideas. Hopefully. Hey yo, Papa 3C. I hope Peter is getting a new girlfriend. Also, any 3C lore about any alone or about being alone or single. And by the way, I hate high school so much. Hey, as much as you hate it, man, there's gonna be a day you look back and you remember it fondly. Now, I remember it fondly, but I don't remember it so much where it's like, I wish I could go back. I wish I could relive it. But there is something so nice about going to school, seeing all your friends, getting to joke around a little bit, even some of the cool group projects and things, and even events you would have. You miss some of that communal experience, but dude, life after high school, it can either be really depressing or it could be some of the best stuff. I know for a little bit it was like depressing because like dang, I had such a routine for like 18 years of my life, or I guess more like 15 years. What do I do now? The cafeteria ain't gonna give me breakfast now, huh? Um, as as far as 3C lore about being alone, I will say when I lived in that apartment, that like studio that you guys always see that I always bring up, warning 3C skinny jump scare, young 3C skinny jump scare coming to the timeline real quick. When I lived in this apartment, um so I lived alone there. Like I said, it's a $500 studio apartment. That's the entire apartment. That's the whole my living room, bedroom, kitchen, everything. That was the whole space. But when I lived, I was alone and I was going to college. And just like you do when you graduate high school, you're not like really sometimes even hanging out with your friends because they got their own things, they got their own jobs, they got their own lives. So you're like, it's hard to align schedules and like hang out. And so there was a lot of days where I just by myself. It's like go to work, do that. And so I think there was one time I had like 3 days off. And I just basically spent it in my studio, not really doing much because I didn't have any plans or anyone really to hang out with. Sad, I know. And the only thing I would go out for, because I couldn't afford DoorDash back then, but now, let me tell you, DoorDash on standby. But so the only thing I'd go out was for food. But there was a moment on that third day of just being alone where I'm like, I haven't said a single word out loud all day. I've just been quiet the whole day. I haven't even talked to myself, like maybe in my head, but I haven't said a verbal word out loud all day. And I remember sitting there eating my Subway, which is I had a lot of Subway. I don't know why I had like a Subway addiction back then. That's why I was skinny. Had them low calories. And so I remember holding my tuna Subway melt and realizing I haven't said anything all day. And I just went, ah. I was about to say bro was like Jared, but then I remembered what Jared did, and don't want to be like Jared. But for a time, them Subway sandwiches were keeping me. It's because it used to be cheap. Because that 3C, it was $5 foot long. Not no more. No, them $5 foot longs are a myth. They're things you're gonna tell little Jimmy when you're a grandpa. Oh, Subway, $20 a foot long. Back in my day, kid, you'd get a foot long, a cookie, and a bag of chips. $5.42. Good times. So it was just so affordable back then. They're $15 now? Dang, that's crazy. I don't do much Subway now. I do like, I go to like Which, Jersey Mike's. I got sick of Subway. Here we go. Hey, Crispy3C. My brother is coming home from the Navy for Christmas this weekend. Well, thank you for your service to your brother. Can you welcome him and give him a shout out? His name is Raphael. Also, I'm planning to take my bro to Netflix in Pistol. Ooh, I hope you have fun, man. Hope you have fun. Well, Raphael, stand at ease, soldier. I think at ease is actually where you're supposed to relax. Gotcha, Simon Says trick. Thank you for coming home, Raphael. Well, I appreciate your service, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas. At ease. Do you think the next two Spider-Man films after A Brand New Day in Secret Wars will take place in the rebooted MCU or the old one? Yeah, that's also the interesting part, because I wish we could actually start the trilogy with the reboot already happening. It is weird to start a new trilogy and the first movie will still be in the old phase, and then the last two movies will be in the new phase. And it's honestly, it's been the one downside of Marvel, where they have all these shifty things like that. Because even looking at the Black Panther trilogy, man, what a crazy trilogy that's going to look when it's all said and done. First movie, contained together T'Challa. Second movie, T'Challa's dead. Third movie, T'Challa's back, but there's been a catastrophic multiverse universe shift, and this T'Challa is actually from another universe that's technically also his son, but is also just T'Challa. Connected universe stuff, guys. It's crazy. It makes me so curious too what the Fantastic Four movie is going to look like. Because like, if I think what they're going to do is eventually merge that Fantastic Four onto one Earth, well, think of that movie. It's going to go from Fantastic Four all alone, only superheroes. Then the second movie is heroes everywhere, man. It's crowded. They don't need us. What happened to all our retrofuturism? What's a Zune? It's going to be funny to think about. Let's see here. 3C lore on getting pulled over. Ooh. There's nothing too crazy. I try to be a good boy when getting pulled over. I always hate it though. Early on, it was speeding, but it was never because I'm a speed hound or like I just don't like. It's because I get into my thoughts in my head and I don't realize I'm smashing the freaking gas. So I'll just be driving thinking I'm going the speed limit, but I'm more just going at the speed that feels appropriate to the cars around me. So if other people are speeding, then I'm speeding too, because I'm just trying to catch up with them and be on their pace, right? But I'll be driving thinking I'm like going my pace, but I'm really thinking about, do Labubus have boobs? Would you call those Labubus or Labubu boobs? Would they have fur too? Like that's just, I gotta Google that later. See, and then next thing I'm going 70 out of 30. And then and so there was a period where I had gotten stopped like almost too much in between the span of like a 6-month period. I think it was like 3 times within a 6-month period. And I got a letter in the mail that was like, hey, if you get pulled over again, there's this thing they do in Texas. I don't know if it's like this in other states, but like if you get pulled over so many times within a certain amount, then you have to pay like not even a big fine. It's like a monthly fine as like a reminder that's like, hey, dude, you're paying this fine monthly now to keep you from speeding. Luckily, I never got to that point. So that was that. So I had my little speeding phase for a little bit when I was younger, but now I have more focus. Most recently, I'm not gonna lie, I did get pulled over. I want to say it was in October or November. So it was like about a month or a month and a half ago. was in Oklahoma, which is just like about a 4 hour drive from where I am, because it was my best friend's birthday, and he rented a cabin up there, and he just wanted to hang out there for the weekend. So I went. As we were leaving, there was a car. A cop had pulled over another car on the side. I didn't know it was a rule that if a cop is pulled over on the shoulder, the not lane that you're not supposed to drive on, and you drive by them, you're actually supposed to jump over on the other lane to just give them that space and just give them some distance. I didn't know that. Maybe I was taught it and I just forgot it, but I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm just driving my regular speed, and I pass by them and I go, idiot, got pulled over. What that dummy do? And then 30 seconds later, I'm like, what the heck? I'm going the speed limit. Everything's fine. What the heck? I get pulled over and the guy goes, what the heck, dude? And I was like, he was like genuinely mad. And I was like, what? Was I speeding, officer? Or something? He said, no, man, you're supposed to pull over to the side or slow down if you're unable to. You just went 50 right by me. You almost hit me, man. And I was like, come on, did I though? But the thing that made it bad, the reason he was so pissed is because a month ago, he actually did get hit by somebody that way. Somebody like hit him on his shoulder with their mirror, and it hurt him pretty bad. So he is already a victim. That's already happened to him. And now I was the next guy to almost do it to him. So he had to give me a ticket for that. It was $280. I apologized. I really didn't know. And it was funny because then being the guy pulled over, I'm noticing every car passing us is jumping over a lane. And I'm like, hey, when did you guys teach that? Because I missed that day in class. What? And I was like, everybody is doing it. He's not making it up. So yeah, there we go. I said, that's on you. Common sense, dude. Yeah, I know. It's also the thing, you don't realize how fast you're going because you're inside the car. 50 miles an hour doesn't feel that fast. But I guess if you're standing right next and someone goes 50 miles next to you, that feels like, damn, that car would have hurt me. But I had it on control. I was within my lane. I wasn't swerving. It's still my fault, though. I learned my lesson. I paid my ticket, all right? Honesty with you guys. But that's the worst. Nothing else than that. Did you go to Broken Bow? Yeah, that's usually where we go in Oklahoma. It's the only place really to go. Top 5 animated Scooby-Doo movies. Ooh. I don't know them all by name, but I know Zombie Island, Cyber Chasers, for sure. I still have to watch the Courage the Cowardly Dog one. I want to see that one so bad. And then the one where the really hot vampire girls. I like that one. Well, I forget their names. The Witch's Ghost? I think maybe, yeah, you're right. I know that wasn't 5, but yeah. Ravioli Socks, thank you so much. But chapter 3 can focus on the OG kids coming back. Sincerely, Bev having The Shining, and she remembers the old timeline IDK, something I thought about. Why would is there like theories that Beverly has The Shining? Is that a thing? I'll be honest, Welcome to Derry made me like The Shining. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about Dr. Sleep made me like The Shining. But Welcome to Derry made me like it more. Just the ability in itself, I just never really grasped it or liked it all that much. And I think that's one of the things that makes me conflicted when I watch Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, because I totally get why people love it in terms of the performance and the madness that Jack Nicholson goes through and all that. But I'm always just like, well, this kid has superpowers to be able to do all this. But we're focusing on the dad that goes crazy. But this is involved. And then the sequel's about vampire cults. But we still go back to the hotel. I'm like, I feel like there's something else going on here, And it really wasn't until Welcome to Derry that better fleshed out The Shining in terms of its abilities and usage, where I was like, oh. Maybe it's just me, man. Maybe it's just me. 3C, you liked my comment on your Grinch post the other day, and it made my whole week. We all love you, and you're so important. How are you, by the way? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It was nice to go to the TikTok awards, like I said. After the stream ends, I just got to make my thumbnail and little descriptions, and I'll be able to post the Avatar spoiler review. So after the stream ends, within like 30 minutes or so, you'll get the spoiler review for Avatar 3 up. I'm debating on whether to do a review for the Sydney Sweeney one or just to add it onto that movie list where I review a whole bunch of others. That movie was crazy, though. Movie was crazy. Do have some thoughts on that. But it'd be good, man. It's just good to be here and hang out with you guys. Did you see the Freddy robot at Spirit Halloween? Yeah, we talked about it earlier. As I'm telling you, I would love for it to be real, and I would definitely buy it the minute it comes out. But the types of motions it's doing, knowing what other motions other animatronics do, it does not feel realistic, and I think it's a fake. Thoughts on Nezon 2? Haven't seen it or the first one. I know it was the biggest animated movie. Hadn't gotten around to it, unfortunately. A giant spider in Brand New Day will be scary. Oh, yeah, dude. For the people that have arachnophobia, which I do with spiders, I still freak out when I see a spider or catch a spider. I get that, like, my heart drops. It's crazy. I love Spider-Man, though. Maybe there's something psychological there. What can I do to be welcome back on the Reddit? I'll go in and unban you, buddy, but just, hey, man, don't be fighting with everybody, because it wasn't just you posting. It was under every post. You were then arguing with every single person that was just like, hey, I didn't think it was good either. What? Just shut your mouth. I'll give you another shot, Ben. I'll give you another shot. I'm jealous of your Santa Arts animatronic. Oh, well, you know what? It's not even the new Santa one that came out this year. You know how Spirit Halloween came out with an actual Santa one? That one is the original Art the Clown one that came out the first year. All I did is I bought a Santa outfit and put it on him, and it worked. So if you can't find the Santa one, just buy the original and buy a Santa outfit off Amazon. That's what I did. Works the same for me. Chris, I'm going on a date next week. Oh, congrats. This is my first date in a super long time. Do you have any tips or possibly 3C lore about the first dates? Good tip is just always ask them questions. Try not to talk. Obviously, when they ask you, talk about yourself, but they like ask and follow up questions. Those are important, and be genuine. Don't, oh, what? You have a cat. Ah, Follow-up questions are good. You know, it's like, oh, what's the cat's name? Where'd you get it? How old is it? Does it do any funny tricks? Just show an engagement and an interest in what they like, if you genuinely like her, of course. But yeah, so just ton of questions, and also just be yourself. I know that's the most cliche thing, but if you're pretending to be someone else and that's what they end up liking, well, then you have to fake that the whole time, and that's going to be exhausting and terrible. Just be a little bit of your goofy self, man. You'd be surprised. Like this goofy guy, she loves it. She loves it. Sometimes I get annoying. I could tell. I could tell I annoy her sometimes. I get a little too much. The cringe overlords. But she loves it. All right. Hi, Chris. I'm 19 from Dublin. I love watching your videos. I just want to know if you had the Omni tricks and you... Oh, I saw the Escape Pod get asked this question. Happy to get it too, buddy. Happy to get it too. If you had the Omnitrix and you had Marvel and DC powers on it, what would you put on it? And keep up the good work. So, I guess just for the length of this, I'm just going to choose 5 of them for the Omnitrix. So, for one, Wolverine healing abilities. Easy. Unless my arm gets chopped off, then I'm screwed. Because I'm like, I need the Omnitrix. Oh, no. I wonder if it would work if I could still pick up my arm and just have it connect and still do the going hero. But I doubt it would work. Okay, but first one, Wolverine healing ability. So anytime I have the flu coming on, anytime I'm feeling sick, or I fall, I cut myself, or something like that, switch to Wolverine healing ability. Good as new, right? So that's one. Oh, dude, the rest are always tough from there. Honestly, the Mystique. I'd do Mystique also, right? Pause. Unpause, actually. But it'd be cool, right? Think about all the stuff you could get away with, and they'd be like, "Hey, I'm Brad Pitt. Can I get a free dinner?" You're Brad Pitt. Can't you afford the restaurant? Oh, I didn't think this power through. And then I turn into Megan Fox, and they go, "Oh yeah, free dinner now. Free dinner now." There's that one. Is there anybody with a time travel ability in Marvel or DC? I guess then that's where I'd be the Flash, right? And then I go back. The Flash power would be kind of cool. Honestly, all I want is just that Wolverine ability, dude. That Wolverine ability would just take it sky high. It's like you say Spider-Man, but then what does that really entail? Just super strength and climbing on walls? How would that have a practical use for me in my life if I'm not fighting crime? Because I'm just wanting these abilities not to fight crime, but just to help me with everyday life, right? Um, See, but like Doctor Strange, that's such a wide ability. Because like, what is it? I could just do magic. It's like any magic, you know. Superman again, it'd just be like super strength. So like, I could use Luke Cage. I could just be Luke Cage, where it's just like I have impenetrable skin. That could probably be useful. He does a party trick before I get in a fight at a bar, or if a guy pulls a gun on me, just Luke Cage. I dare you to. You know. Uh, you know what? I'm not gonna do the Luke Cage one, but I'll definitely do Invisible Woman. I'd be good with it. I'd be a good boy with my powers. Low key, I would actually love Mr. Fantastic's abilities. Not for the reasons you think, but for like grabbing the remote when it's like on the other side of the room and I forgot. I could still be sitting down and go, oh, I need a bag of chips. Just go to my pantry. Fantastic abilities would be great. Or like you ever got an itch, like it's on your foot, but you don't want to move? Stretch my foot all the way up and just. Thank you. I don't know. And then you know other things, you know. Don't discuss that. Would you want a second FNAF trilogy after FNAF 3? The only thing I would want after the trilogy is a prequel to William Afton's younger days. My pitch would be, and again, it would not be lore heavy. If anything, it would just be heavy into the movie universe, if that matters to anybody. My pitch would be, so William Afton, when Vanessa is like 7 years old, and he's killing kids, but he's like in his prime. The yellow rabbit suit is still clean cut, and there's a detective hot on his trail. And so the movie is kind of an almost Catch Me If You Can situation where he's killing kids. Kids are starting to disappear, and this detective is like, how does this happen? And starts getting on the case of William, and William has to outmaneuver him, outsmart him, show kind of like the intelligence a little bit of William Afton, and really showcase to us when he says, because, you know, in the first movie he says, I'll come back. I always come. Show us that. Show us the times then that you almost got caught, that you almost went to jail, but then you outmaneuvered your way, almost Walter White style, you know? He can't keep getting away with this. The purple guy. You know? That's my thought. A spinoff would be better. A spinoff of what, though, you know? What's your opinion on Brandon Sklenar Batman? It's so funny because I just saw him in the Sydney Sweeney Housemaid movie. And look, I get it. He does have a little bit of that like vibe to him, but I just don't think it's all the way there. To me, it feels like a generic take on Batman. And maybe he would do something cooler with it. So it wouldn't be something I'd be pissed. I'd be like, ah. But I see it. There's moments even in The Housemaid where, because he plays kind of like a rich guy. And he's charming. He's a smiling guy, and he's like spending money and doing all this stuff. I definitely see the Bruce Wayne isms. I just don't know if I see so much the Batman isms in him. You know, he could knock the heck out of a Bruce Wayne role, but I don't know about Batman. Hey Chris, are you going to review Marty Supreme? Also, you should check out Sesame Shawnee's rap made. Yeah, I did see it before I went on. And yes, Marty Supreme review this week. I was just waiting for it to get closer to it because I was seeing all the other movie reviewers already post theirs, and their videos were not doing as well as I think they should for their channel. So I was like, they'd probably not do that well for me this early. Let me wait till it's a little closer to the release, and maybe people will generate buzz. And right now, yeah, there's been a lot of articles. The marketing has been going crazy. I think it's the fastest pre-ordered movie from A24, tickets-wise speaking. So there's buzz, all that, and I have my Marty Supreme jacket, and I do have a lot of thoughts about the movie, and even the way the marketing's been handled. It's so fascinating to me. So yeah, review definitely coming for that. I was just wondering, like I said, wait to get closer. Thoughts on the company you prefer owning? If Netflix is honest about wanting to keep the theatrical model, I would not mind, but really it would be Universal. just so far. Just felt like the lesser of all the evils. Did you hear the Bondi shooting last week? Did you hear about the Bondi shooting last week? What's the Bondi? Bondi. I mean, like I said, mass shootings are awful, buddy, but that's not really something we talk about here on the channel, but okay. I thought you were talking about like a movie named Bondi shooting. I was like, oh, I've never heard of this movie. But yes, I did hear about that. That was awful, but it's just not something we talk about here on the channel. You should definitely play Dispatch on Twitch. I just might. People, y'all keep recommending to me, and I'm like, I gotta give it a chance. I gotta give it a chance. Let's see here. Big fan. Hi from Anaheim, California. Oh, hi, Anaheim, California person. Chris, you're my favorite YouTuber. I love your videos very much. I usually watch while I'm playing the PS5, and you're my first ever YouTuber I've met. North Park and West Plano. Hey! Oh yeah, Carter's the movie boy. I know you, buddy. I see you all the time there. I haven't seen you a lot lately. You must be getting busy, buddy. Fravel Edit says, hey Chris, hoping you and your family have a very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to your family as well. Want to know if you think Doomsday will surpass Endgame for the highest grossing film, and I don't think so. Endgame was just such a culmination of a great run of movies. The phases were hitting, the buildup was there, and it was the height of what movie theaters were before COVID. Like they got so lucky, dude. Just 1 year away, and everything would have been ruined for them. Their biggest movie could have been during the year of the pandemic, but they were 1 year before it all. They got very lucky. So, no, I don't think so. I think Endgame was still the height. But, you know, I think Doomsday will still make a Billy, but I don't think it comes to those Endgame numbers. Hey, Chris, I had the chance meeting you at the Creators Lounge at New York Comic Con, and I just want to say I was honored. And thank you for posing a Bane. Oh, yes, the Bane figure. Good, man. I'm not great at posing, dude. I see sometimes a lot of the toy collectors, they do fire poses on TikTok. I'm like, I can make him do this. Heard today they verified the Violent Night sequel and Kristen Bell cast as Miss Claus. Thoughts? Who would you cast? Don't think it's a good pick. I actually think that's fine, Kristen Bell. I think she definitely, I think would have been okay. If not her, I do like Kristen Wiig. I think Kristen Wiig is hilarious. It would have been funny to see her as a Mrs. Claus, but I think they're just going for a different vibe there. Kristen Bell, I think, does fit probably what they're going for there. If not, who else? Trying to think someone blonde and cheery. You know what? I would have liked to see Bryce Dallas Howard. Sure. Any news on Winnie Pooh 3 horror movie? No. I think they're supposed to start filming at the beginning of next year, but have not heard anything official yet. I'll definitely keep you posted once I hear something. Another great stream. Merry Christmas, Chris. Oh, Merry Christmas to you, Jedi Master Fawns. Hey, Chris, first super chat. Just wanted to say I love your channel. Always makes me laugh. Wanted to wish you a happy Christmas. Well, happy Christmas to you too. Merry Christmas. Hey, Chris, thanks so much for the content. Do you think Moon Knight will return in the MCU? And what do you honestly, no. I don't see how he pops in. And even in a way, because even when you pop in a character like that, you have to spend a minute or two kind of giving you an update on what they do. So when Shang-Chi shows up in Doomsday, there's going to be like a second, a sentence or two, just quickly recapping what his rings does in a clever way, being like, I was like, oh, I could just come behind Dr. Doom and hit him. And some guy will be like, what, with your 10 rings that give you the ability to pause time if you wear them, but also you can use... Terrible way to do it, but it'll be something of that. Moon Knight, you cannot explain his stuff in a minute or two. No, buddy, you got to sit down, do a whole backstory and all that. I just think Moon Knight was, unfortunately, one of their failed attempts. I know people love it. I was a little let down with the show. Cool idea and concept that they were doing, even with the way they've mixed things up from the comic. But I think that's a thing they maybe start again in the rebooted universe. The moon haunts you. Let's see here. Rhino and Chameleon, brand new day, tagged on Twitter for Spot. I did see that about Rhino and Chameleon. I hope it's not true because they're making it sound like they're just going to be part of the montage in the beginning with like Boomerang and Tarantula. That's the rumor that they might just show Rhino and Chameleon like 30 seconds really quick, just showing you what Spider-Man's been done. No, I would love Rhino and Chameleon to have actual parts. The 18 plus was for the Spielberg teaser, Supergirl, Boys. The Boys one makes sense. If it was all in the same video, then it was the Boys that got you taken down, buddy. As far if it was just Spielberg and Supergirl, the Spielberg part might have been the car breaking into the house because they see that as violence and destruction. Supergirl, that's hard to tell. It could even be the red heat vision or all that. It just, but for sure, it's probably something in the Boys. I think that definitely, if you did it all in the same video. Was it your Christmas list? What is your Christmas list? Check Reddit for mine. Well, you think I'm gonna give you anything, buddy? I can get you nothing. Just kidding. I don't have a Christmas list, man. I'm lucky enough to be able to have what I want, and so I just spend time with my family and all that. Are you talking about like my watch list? I'm seeing this. If you mean this, like my watch list, yeah. Or if you're asking for my genuine like like what I want for I'd like a PlayStation, Portal, Astrobot, Platinum Edition. But these are good movies to watch. I like these. Roofman is interesting in there. I like it. The middle finger scene and WTD was a great moment. WTD. WTD. What am I? I'm having trouble with that acronym. I'm sorry. I don't know what WT is. Someone in the chat will fill me in. Middle finger scene. Oh, welcome to Dairy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, you're right. Oh, yes, with Richie. Yes, loved it. Loved that. That was a great moment. I need Joseph Morgan as Constantine in DCU. Wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind. I want more heavy hitters though before we get to like Constantine and them. And your trailer reaction videos on TikTok are good. Oh, thank you. That means a lot, man. Well, hopefully that helps out, man. But you let me know. What were your thoughts on Spider in Avatar: Fire and Ash? I also see a lot of people really hate on the character. Oh, I got some positive and really negative things to say. Like I said, spoiler review is gonna go up after the stream, so you can check it out. Then I go really into detail about Spider. Because there are some things I liked about it, but there are some things I was like, oh. What's your favorite Spider moment ever across all mediums? Mine's is Spider 2002, the final battle. Shit was tough, John. If you're talking about the first movie, that is a good one. I like that final battle too. It's just especially when and then Toby's scream. Toby had the best screams. But if I'm doing something different, well, the Dr. Octopus fight on the train blew my mind as a guy. I was like, how'd they do that? Have you checked out Creep Tapes? The final season finale of season 2 just came out today, and season 3's greenlit. Might be the scariest show. You know what? I have not. I need to, and I really want to because I love the Creep movies. I'm just happy they're making the 3rd movie. But yeah, 3 seasons of that must be really great. I want to see it. Were you surprised that the SpongeBob movie had more positive reviews than you thought? Honestly, yes. Because the SpongeBob movie to me was so bad. I really did not like it, guys. I'm glad. I'm so happy if you liked it. Like I said, not want to rain on your parade. I wanted to like. I went in going, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna be laughing my butt off. A lot of great jokes. I was struggling to stay awake in that movie. I was shocked when it came out with a 90%. But hey, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. How do you do that zoom in thing on the Chrome browser? I mean, I just double tap. I just double tap on my. That's it. I mean, it's on the Mac. I don't know how that works on whatchamacallit on Windows. I don't know if Windows has that feature. Love your streams. Random question. You believe in Bigfoot? No, I do think Bigfoot was a hoax, but I believe in like other crazier things. I don't know. Sometimes I'll see some like those videos online, but I definitely believe Bigfoot was just like a fun hoax that went too far. And it's cool that some people have gone so far with it, but I don't know. Things like Mothman, I'm like, maybe. La Chupacabra for a while, I was like, oh, ojalá. What other ones? Like obviously aliens. Big on alien stuff. Loch Ness Monster, not so much, but I do believe there are crazy, insane creatures in the ocean we have not seen. I'd like giant crazy things. I'm terrified of the ocean, man. So for sure, stuff in the ocean that is just like we have not explored. I wouldn't say like a Loch Ness Monster though. I'm trying to think of like any other things. La Llorona, I wish, but now that's the one that I'm like, it's just a nice little folklore to make your kids behave. Um, I'm not saying. I think that's about it. I'll think if I think of any, I'll let you know. Keegan Michael Key as the mask. I like Keegan a lot. I still don't think he got that range for the mask, but yeah, I'd see it happen. 3C lore on school camp trips. Ooh. I don't think I have. I never did a camp trip. Only thing we ever did was like we'd go visit colleges. I know we'd do that, and we'd like stay overnight at hotels. That was fun. But nothing. I mean, it was pretty simple, just basic stuff. I remember that they would have to like they tape the doors. They do that. I don't know if they ever did that for you guys if you all were on trips. But the idea is like when everybody settled into their rooms, you're usually paired up in groups and all that. They would lock you in your hotel room and then they would put tape on the door. And the idea is that way they knew if you went out at night, trying to go into the girls' room or anything like that. Because when trying to close the door back, you can't retape yourself. And you could have your friend do it, but then that friend is screwed trying to go back alone. So it never really worked. But yeah, that's about it. Hey Chris, thanks for making my work week bearable. Hey, happy to serve, buddy. Happy to serve. Check out Obama's list of favorite movies. I did see it. Obama did put out his Obama movies for whatchamacallit this year. We'll just take a quick look at it. It's an interesting list he came out with. See, for the movies, he put that was 2022. Let me see, 2025. So I hope he actually watches them, man. I hope he watches them. Doesn't just like One Battle After, of course, Sinners. I have not heard it was just an accident. I'm just not into the idea of Hamnet, but I've seen a lot of people talk about it. It's like the idea of how Hamlet was created, but I was like, I guess I need to check it out. Cinema Vibes, I need to see. I really want to see No Other Choice. Haven't heard of Secret Agent. Train Dreams, I've heard great things. It's on Netflix. I still need to see Good Fortune. So Obama's on top of it, dude. I've never heard of Orwell though. Obama is on top of it, man. Now let me be clear. Sinners was cool. What is your top 10 most anticipated movie for 2020? Oh, buddy, that's going to be its own video. You're not going to get the list right now, my friend. No. I honestly, as of right now, I don't know what my number one is, but you can bet like Spider-Man Brand New Day will be on that list. I don't know if it's my number one, but you can bet Spider-Man Brand New Day will be on the list. But that's a video, dude. I'm not going to get you my video out right now. Rank the Back to the Futures. Oh, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. Honestly, sometimes 3 goes above 2. But it's 1, 2, and 3. But, as a kid, I didn't like 3 because it was a Western. And I want cowboys. I want them to go back to the future where it was cool. But as I got older, I really appreciate 3 a lot more. And I like it for what it is. So I love all those movies. But that's my ranking. 1, 2, and 3. Do you think they add new credit scenes in Endgames next year? Oh, that'd be a great incentive to go back. I don't know, but honestly, I hope so. That'd be cool. Especially then if they're going to treat it like a direct sequel to Doomsday and all that. Yeah, that'd be a good idea to have. Also, I have a theory that Steve Rogers will remember Peter. I've seen some people throw that around, I guess, just because he technically is before the spell because he's living in the past. So the spell wouldn't affect him because he's someone that remembered in the future, but he lives in the past now, and the spell is only for people in the future. Maybe. Bro just wants what? Yeah, I want William Afton. I've been seeing you there, but I didn't want to bother you, Ashley. I took my girlfriend to the same screen, and we watched You're Wicked for Good. Spoiler. Oh, nice, man. Well, good for you too, buddy. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, you can always come say hi. If you could see a horror movie set in medieval times, what or who could you see as the monster or mass killer? Love your videos. Oh, a knight. A slasher? A medieval slasher where the slasher is dressed as a knight? Impractical as heck and honestly would not work because that stuff was heavy. But it also would make sense why he's a walker with a big old knight. Oh, dude, a medieval movie in a knight's outfit. Oh, I'd watch that. As far as anything else, though, not sure. But that'd be cool. Thank you so much for the compliment, though. You're welcome. Was referring to your TikTok videos. Don't 18 plus. Oh, they have before. I've gotten several videos. I just, like I said, I get around it now when I know when I show blood, I censor it or I cut out of it or I put it in black and white. But yeah, there's plenty of TikToks I've gotten that get censored. I also end up just deleting them because I'm afraid that they'll end up hurting my algorithm, because then TikTok will be like, this guy has too many age restricted videos, so let's suppress his videos because it's most likely an age restriction one. So I don't have any recent ones, but let me see about any old ones that I just haven't deleted or gotten the time to. But oh yeah, see, look, here's one. I have one right there, right in the middle. It says restricted. What was it for? Let's see. Watch anyway. Oh, it was for Venom. It was my Venom 3 reaction. It's the part that one got restricted because Venom bites a dude's head off. That got restricted for that. It's random though, but sometimes I'll show something so bloody and crazy, it's perfectly fine. This one got restricted because John Bernthal's covered in blood. So that one is there. John Berthal right there is covered in blood. That one got restricted for that. See, has the thing on it as well. But yeah, buddy. Just got out of Avatar 3. On my fave of the 3 final act was the woman, the score and cinematography, and it was so beautiful. And the worst expanded with the Fire Clan was so cool. Spider was fine. 8 out of 10. That's good. Good review, buddy. Good review. Thoughts on Supernatural? I like it so far. It's so funny. Cause my lady's mad because I got her onto Supernatural, because I do love like the first 5 seasons. I think the first 5 or 4 seasons of Supernatural. Love it. I think it's great. Love Sam and Dean. Everything they did with the show, the lore, the expansion. Love first 5 seasons. And then, not to say it immediately was bad after that, but it really became so repetitive, so redundant. It just became not as enjoyable. Honestly, Sam and Dean as characters started getting annoying to me. More Sam than Dean. Sam would just always be going against his brother. They'd always just be fighting. And it just feel like the same rehashed argument over and over. So I never even finished it. I think I got to like season 10 and I was like, I'm just done. I really want to be into it and finish it, but I just finished off. But I liked it, but I think it was my own fault for just like nonstop watching 6 seasons back to back to back to back. It was like having too much frosting. I love frosting. Eat enough of it, you're like, this is disgusting. I need to stop, but I'm still doing it. So maybe I need to jump back up. Hey Chris, what is your It review on F1? I loved it. Yeah, that'll be part of the video where I review all of them. I'm just trying to watch as many, like you just saw on the Barack Obama list. There's quite a few on there I still need to see that are pretty big movies that people are talking about. So I'm just trying to get through as many movies as I can, and that'll be one of the movies for sure. For you, I know you like popcorn buckets. Yeah. Thank you so much, Carnicopia. Right there. All right. That is it. Time to go watch the Jake Paul fight, unless it's already happening and I missed it. But I love your guys' faces. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. We got one more here. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, man. Bye. Have you seen the Grinch re-release? No, but literally the Grinch has been on TV every day in December. So I've seen plenty of Grinch. Still love that movie, though. Good night, though. Adios. Take care of yourself. Hoes down in Hoville. Love your faces, guys.